Yo, what's good, everybody? Today is October the 22nd, 2024. Most gracious and Heavenly Father, we thank you, God, for another opportunity of prayer. We thank you, God, for allowing us to see another day, oh God. We just ask you, God, that you will continue to bless us, keep us safe, keep us harmed, teach us how to get back to the central things, and which is loving you and loving one another foremost and more most importantly. We ask you, God, that you will look on all those that lost lives over the previous week. We ask you, God, that you would just be with us and comfort us and keep us. We also ask, Father, that you would look over and watch all our viewers as well as our guests on this evening. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Yo, what's good, everybody? Y'all come on in, get comfortable, get settled in. We get these comments pulled up. We're going to get started early. We're going to get started with our Born Day shout outs. Uh, Make sure I can see all you guys' comments here. Here we go. I want to say happy Born Day to. Come on. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's start with the Born Day shout out. I want to say happy Born Day to Miss Jocelyn Noel, Rough Rider Nation, Miss Quadia Hampton, my man Ronell Simmons, Miss Shauna Gonder, the beautiful Miss Lucretia Catlin, the beautiful Shavonda Davis, Miss Krishawn Hill, uh, my girl, fellow Giant fan, happy born day, Miss Tanya Grogan, my big cousin niece, love you, girl. Happy born day to my big cousin niece. My man, my little bro, call me Unc now, getting up there. My man, little bro, Marcus Williams, Miss Kia Bryant, Pastor Nate Davis of the Noun Church, Miss Cheryl Edna, Apostle Norman Davis, Miss Jennifer Salah, my man George Fuller, Patrice Lee, Julian Henry, Stacy Moore, Roy Daughtry, my cousin, and last but certainly not least, my cousin Michelle, the great Cheryl Lee Pepsi Riley, who shared a born day as me, with me, as well as my god brother Lamar. Happy born day again, Lamar. And on today, a woman that I love dearly, my Aunt Gina. Aunt Gina, love you. Happy born day to you. I want to say give a happy anniversary to my man KK Keith and his wife Shannon Moore on the 42 years of marriage. Congratulations to you all guys. And I want to give my condolences to all the lives that was lost. Well, one friend in particular, Miss Linnea McCall, who lost her mom. They'll be celebrating her life on this upcoming week, I believe. So let's keep the McCall family in prayer as well as Linnea. We're here for you. We support you. Then I want to give a special shout out and condolences to Miss Jacqueline Carter, Miss Cynthia Gibbs, Miss Carlotta Gibbs, Isaiah Thomas of Jacksonville, Florida, and Charles Houston, Queen Welch, William Johnson of Florida. I'm sorry, of Atlanta, Georgia. These seven people lost their lives on a tragic incident that happened in North Carolina on this previous week. And I want to read y'all the post because my cousin posted it. Thank God that her and her family are safe as well. But Facebook found it that it actually contradicted or went against the community guidelines or whatever, which I think is totally blasphemous and ridiculous. But the post that she put up was asking people to keep you guys keep them in prayer because they had suffered a tragedy, and over the weekend, a bridge actually collapsed for the ferry there in South Carolina on Gullah Island. And my cousin, I had four family members that was on the bridge as it collapsed, and they watched people lose their lives. And she made a post asking for people to help and support. And this is the post that she put up after they had deleted three different of her posts. Okay, so she said Facebook needs to relearn the meaning of what is right and what is wrong. Last evening, I wrote about an ordeal that happened at Sapola Gala Festival. We were trying to return home and the gangway collapsed. My daughter, my granddaughters, and I had just walked over the gangway. Seconds earlier, we would have been in the water. The images and videos you see on the news outlets were witnessed by us in real time. Letta was on the telephone requesting help. Meredith and I were throwing life jackets into the water, and Catherine was holding on to a lady who fell in. With help from others, they were able to pull her onto the ferry. We continued to assist with victims' well being and made sure there was an account of the people who were on board. Facebook deleted my post. Today, I rewrote it and just a few minutes ago tried to tag my family members to make them aware, but Facebook deleted my post again. The reason, it looks like you tried to gather sensitive information from others. This goes against our community standards and our cybersecurity. Letta, David, and Catherine posted the same remarks about the event on yesterday this morning. The posts are on my page, so if you would like to read a story, so what Facebook is telling me that I copied information that they talked about. Do they realize that more than one person can be involved with the same issue? It sucks. I am not going to rewrite it for a third time. Thanks to everyone that responded to both my posts and my prayer requests. My family and I appreciate the love and support you showed and are continuing to do so. P.S. I was told that. Oh, never mind. That part ain't important. But here it is: a tragedy happened. 7 lives are lost. We go on social media to post it, and I'm offended by this, and it bothers me for the simple fact that we could go on here and we could watch all different types of foolery on social media all day long. But when we're trying to get help and we're trying to get the word out into the community that lives were lost due to unforeseen circumstances, Facebook has an issue with that. I don't understand how we could go on social media and look and see people murdered that look like you and I, but yet no, we can't post about help. There's something wrong with this here, and that's as much as I love doing the show and all that. It's stuff like this that turns me off. You think about like the world of comedy. Comedians can't be funny anymore because we have to be so sensitive and we have to restrict ourselves and all these different things here. But please continue to keep that community in their prayers. Like these people lost their lives. There was another report. One of the ladies that fell in the water that my cousin was actually holding on to. They showed video in South Carolina news the day earlier. Right, I just watched it right before I came on. So I didn't get a chance to share it. But she's actually in the hospital. 80, I think she's 82 year old, 82-year-old lady. Thanks be to God, her life was spared. But she's in the hospital. She's in recovery, and it's just a tragic situation. So our prayers go out to that whole community down there in Gull Island in South Carolina. Let's keep in our prayers and hopefully everything works out for them. But our condolences and our prayers are definitely with the families that lost loved ones. All right. So with that being said, I want to introduce tonight's guest. I got none other than my brother. You know what I mean? I wanted to thank you all again for all the birthday love. And I figured I keep it light tonight. You know what I'm saying? I still got my breast cancer awareness. Ladies, let's take care of the tatas, get checked out. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Yeah, we care about the breasts, like we care about the girls. So let's make sure they're intact. So I just figured I'd keep it lighthearted. I figured the topics of conversation that I wanted to talk about. I get my bro, known him for over 30 years. We go way back. A dude that I absolutely respect, got mad love for, and he's his own activist in his own right. Like he's going to go. He don't have to find a problem. He's going to he's going to go get into it. You know what I mean? Because we come from a culture and we come from an environment where I remember somebody telling me years ago, like, what's the point of complaining about a situation if you're not going to willing to be a part of the solution?
If you're not going to be a part of the solution.
And this dude is 10 toes down. He's on the front lines and he's doing everything representing our hometown, Newark, New Jersey, and anything that's active, he's about it. My man Trent. And then also we got my youngest. I figured I'd liven it up with the younger voice and the younger generation. Oh, we like to hear they take on things and they're different there too, with being 2 weeks away from the election, what have you. My youngest son, Coach E, I call him Mr. Lee. You know what I mean? Always called him Mr. Lee. But my son, Elisha Bennett, like, welcome to the show, guys.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
no
sir.
doubt, no doubt. All right, so I don't know how much time he got, Trent. So we're gonna start with him. Like,
no doubt, let's go.
Of the women's basketball, I posted the pictures of him and NC State team, what have you. Hey, what's good, Julian? So congratulations, first and foremost, congratulations to the New York Liberty on winning the WNBA
Boo.
championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm a Nick. Everybody know I'm a Nick fan. I got my stuff on with it being opening night.
My condolences.
Exactly. I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here watching the. Got it in the background. The game from the night. He's actually my son is actually a Celtic fan, so I know he's going to have a lot to say.
That is a whole lot better than being a Knicks fan.
Oh nah, for sure, for sure, for sure,
So yeah,
for
we
sure.
getting it handed to us right now, but you know, historically they usually do pretty bad on rain night. So we're gonna see if that tradition,
See,
but it don't look like that tradition gonna hold up right now.
right.
But
At
shout
least
out
me,
to him.
at least me and his son, at least we got championship rings.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and I got championship ring too. It's just not in my lifetime. That's why I'm so proud of the Liberty. We got
Yeah,
to
yeah,
take what we can
because the Knicks haven't won since '73.
get. Exactly. That was before I was born. Respectfully. So I gotta big up the Liberty. You know what I'm saying? And being that he's a big proponent with women's basketball and that whole movement and bringing exposure to that there, I wanted to have him a part of the conversation. Like I said, he's one of the assistants. He works out with the NC State's women Wolfpack. Go Wolfpack, the lady Wolves. So what's your take on the whole WNBA finals, how it played out? You know, what's your take on that?
Personally, first things first, shout out to New York Liberty. They did what they were supposed to do. That's cool and all. But boo. Shout out to the Las Vegas Aces. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to Kelsey. Shout out to Asia. Shout out to Alicia. You feel me? Shout out to all them girls out there in Vegas, man. That's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you can't give them no love and not talk about Minnesota. They didn't even make it to the finals.
That's cool. But I'm going to shout out who I root for because that's what I'm going to do. Um, respectfully.
As you
Now,
should.
you feel me? Now
Hey,
that
hey,
that's out
Trey,
the
you see
way.
I raised them right?
Because I go
Yeah.
put on my I got my Kelsey Plum signed jersey, you feel me? I put that on for the people, you know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna do too much. I really would change my picture to me and Kelsey Plum, or we ain't gonna do all of that though. We ain't gonna do all of that. But nah, I think this year was very monumental for as far as women's basketball. On a couple episodes ago when I was up here last time,
Mm,
we talked about it and stuff, and just being able to watch the growth in I mean in 1 year. Um, Dude, last year I forget the numbers, so but there's a picture going around. I mean, they couldn't pack out a high school gym if they wanted to, and here it is, and they ended up. You feel me? Like Kelsey Plum was talking, like when Kelsey and then they played the Liberty, she was going back and forth with Spike Lee, and it was a lot of it was. This was the round before the finals. I mean, yeah, for sure the
mm-hmm,
finals. And a lot of people were making a big hoorah about it, and she made a very valid point. I'm in the WNBA and I'm sitting here arguing with Spike Lee, who said sideline at my at my game.
mm-hmm,
So that goes up that goes to show how far this game has come. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's showing face and stuff. I think it's honestly been the best. Me personally, I think it's been the best finals that we've seen from a WNBA season. Um,
I would agree with you.
yeah, I mean that honestly like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They played 5 games. They went to all five, and none of those fives. I think it was like the highest spread was like an 8 point spread.
yeah. All the
Between
games
them.
were close. Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? That's tremendous. Um, I mean, like I said, shout out to Stewie. You know that's my girl. I could put that picture up there too, but I'm not gonna do too much.
No,
Shout
put
out
the
to
picture up.
Stewie. Put the picture up. He said put the
Put the
picture
picture
up.
up.
So, but no, I just I really do believe that this is very monumental, and I love the way it went. Game 5 was actually very, very, very crazy. I don't know if y'all was able to watch, but that Game 5 was one for the books. I mean, to go into overtime and just how it came down. I mean, the whole finals was just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, every game came down to final seconds,
Mm-hmm.
literally.
That
Um,
that's good basketball.
Great basketball, absolutely. I'm 100% here for it, and I think it opened up the minds and the eyes to a lot of people to show that women's basketball is not boring. Like it could get intense. It could definitely get intense. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to them for bringing that. You know what I mean? I think that was I think it was amazing for the people to see. Honestly, that's just me and my opinion though.
Yeah. And what I'm gonna do is I gave them love, and I'm definitely not taking nothing away from them. But I'm coming from the different because I like to see both sides of the spectrum. Like you talked about it earlier. One of the problems with the WNBA is even with pertaining to the Liberty in particular. The Liberty were initially playing at New Madison Square Garden. I actually went to the very first game with the Liberty in Madison Square Garden in 1996 when Rebecca Lobo was the actual first
Shout out
round
to
draft pick.
Rebecca Lobo, the
Yeah,
legend.
You know what I'm saying?
a
So
long time ago.
yeah.
Shout
So
out to the legend
I'm
Rebecca
not a
Lobo.
bandwagoner. I've been supporting women's basketball for a while now. It was good to see Rebecca Lobo in the house to be a part of that championship. Taretha Weatherspoon, who was our point guard, ladies women basketball coach. Shout out to her. Just being present, knowing the history of where the game has come from. But what they did was, I believe it was 19. I mean, not 19, but 2017. James Dolan pretty much told the Liberty to kick rocks. They went from playing at the Garden to playing in Westchester Community College, 30 minutes away from where they only hold, I think it's only like 4,000 people. And the Liberty, it wasn't where they wasn't bringing in people or fans to the games. James Dolan just, for whatever reason, he chose not to renew their lease. So they go over to the Barclays. So shout out to the Barclays. It was a nice turnout. It looked like it was a full arena. Well, having said that, though, my take on the game was I'm happy that the Liberty, like I said, I'll take any championship I can get, like in New York teams. I would take anything I could get. But in my humble opinion, that game should have never went to overtime. That was not a foul. And the Minnesota Lynx coach called it. She called it out on the spot afterwards.
Like, they have to make it interesting.
And that's the whole point that I'm making. That's what I'm getting to. Like,
and this is the one thing
we don't need the extra manufacturing.
No. Let me explain something to you. The minute they changed it to sports entertainment, every sport has took a hit on its original authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Exactly.
The refs are highly too involved in the game, and they're involved in the game to make the game go a certain way.
Exactly.
So sometimes you getting excited, and that's what they wanted you to do. They wanted you to get angry about that call. So like I said, the minute it became sports entertainment,
and I've been saying
it's like they took all the fun away from it.
I've been feeling this way since we go back to Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson was the first person to really destroy the integrity of sports, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because it was like, joke is like, is he gonna knock him out in 30 seconds? It's like,
no, he didn't destroy the integrity of sports. He made you sit your butt down and made sure you were there at the opening of the fight. You didn't have time to do nothing else.
You better be on time.
Right, you better be on time.
You miss the fight.
Right. Mike made people be in attendance early.
Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is what that brought about was, though, other sports picked up on it, the NFL, the NBA, the Major League, and said, you know what? If they could get that kind of reaction, all right, let's tweak some of these rules so we can get more people in there. We want to see a defensive game in the NBA 79-76 when we could put up 110, 115 points.
Right.
That's what.
But that was a decision made across the board in sports. Period.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it wasn't just that one sport. It was done across the board without our knowledge.
And at the end of the day, what does it come back down to? Money. It ain't got nothing to do with the integrity of the game. It ain't got nothing to do with the love of the game. It's a business.
It's a business.
Always keep that in mind.
Right. And that's what they did with it. Like, I actually stopped indulging in sports for quite some time because it wasn't what it used to be when I was growing up watching it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden in football, you can't hit nobody. In basketball, you can't hand check them. They came up with rules, so now the big man couldn't post up down low.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make the game faster. We're not asking you to make the game faster.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm a former football player, fan of the game. I had no problem with seeing the Bears play the Ravens, and it's a great defensive game in the end 9-6. You know what I mean? It's great.
Or 6-7.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was good.
That's a good defensive game.
They said, no, that's bad for business. We want to see the air, we want to see the bombs, and we want to see all that there. But what about us, the fans? Like, you ain't got to do what we want you to do, but at least take our feelings into consideration.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
If you notice in basketball, they moved the 3-point line closer.
Exactly.
Now everybody's
no hand check.
Right.
Nobody even now. Sometimes when I watch these games, I had took a break for a while too. But it amazes me now how when you look at the steps, and I'm not taking away from nobody I name, but you look at the steps and you look at the Kevin Durant's and whatever, the star players of the league today, it amazes me how when you're playing defense against this person, you're actually watching it like you're watching a highlight reel, or you happy to be in a poster. We come from the era, we're not trying to be in no poster.
We're not trying to be on nobody's poster.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we ain't trying to be on nobody's poster. You know what I mean? And let's take Steph, right? You can put the 3-point line wherever you want to put it at. Steph is going to nail it.
Yeah.
There's some players that are going to nail that 3-pointer regardless of where you put that line. But then you got others, like, come on. You got power forwards and centers shooting 3-pointers now.
Exactly.
Unheard of.
Yeah. Not even just shooting them. They taking 6-7 a game. You got centers shooting 6-7 3-pointers a game.
Unheard of. The coach would have snatched Shaq out the game.
Get over here. And
get your big ass over here. Get on the bench.
You know one of the statistics on Shaq is Shaq literally only took 1 3-pointer his entire career. That's how much the game has evolved and changed.
Shout out to Shaq, former Celtic. You feel me? And also shout out to my Celtics. Got them rings tonight. Go ahead.
Man, yeah, they got the rings. I was thinking about you when I was watching the ring ceremony too, because it's like I ain't heard of none of these jokers except for the starting 5.
Hey, listen,
who is these dudes?
Listen,
I see you also with your picture with Brianna. I see it. You legit.
Listen, for me and you. For me and you, we're not going to recognize a lot of these new players because we walked away from sports some time ago.
Yeah, I know I did. I definitely know I did. I couldn't take it.
So it is what it is because they turned us off to sports. A lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
My brother's he's a diehard Giants fan. My condolences, and. He even stopped watching football for a minute.
Like, while you there, shout out to Saquon Barkley. I'm a diehard Giant fan too, but I said as soon as the day we let him go,
condolences.
I said I hope every single time Saquon Barkley play against us, he get 200 yards because we should have never let him go. Our management is whack. Not only do we let him go, we give him to a division rival. That makes absolutely no sense.
They had no choice on where he went.
Nah, they could have did either way. If you're gonna be in the doghouse, they could have franchise tagged him again. You ain't gotta like it, but you ain't going nowhere.
Listen, if he don't accept it, he out. His contract is up.
No, but I'm saying if they had a franchise tagged him, he can't just say I ain't playing or he gonna retire. Like he wasn't gonna sit out a whole year.
You'd be surprised.
Nah, because he would have still he didn't want the franchise tag, but he would have still got his money. He just wouldn't have got a long-term deal. So you would have still got $13 million because when you get franchise tag, what they do is they take the average of the top 5 players at that position. So you still would have been getting the money that you was requesting. It's just that you wouldn't have had a long-term deal. But
they weren't willing to do it.
Ball, giving Daniel Jones a whack dude that should never be in the NFL at all.
They gave all that money to that bum.
Exactly. And you tripping off giving this man $13 million.
Both your second string and third string quarterback are better than your starter.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And this
So
game ain't looking good, man. I'm gonna have to focus on the show, man, because I'm gonna have to turn this off.
Yeah, please do.
I don't even know why you watching it. We feel disrespected.
I ain't even gotta watch it. You see me? But I already know what's going on.
Hey,
The Giants gonna lose.
Before we switch topics, people were asking me about it too. They was asking me how did I feel about the whole cat thing, and I think from a basketball standpoint, it makes sense. But as a Knicks fan, I don't think that cat fits in with.
He don't. He
city.
gonna look trash. He gonna look trash.
I don't think he has the heart that embodies the city. I'm not talking about his skills. I'm not saying he's no bum, but he's not that type of player that embodies the city of New York. You know what I'm saying?
Let's be realistic. What player on the Knicks team that isn't from New York embodies New York?
Julius Randle was like that. Julius Randle was like that for us last year.
His last year.
Yeah. No, since he been there. He just was hurt the last year. We've had Julius what 4 seasons. So, you got to go back to the Oakleys and that era there. But we had a few here and there. Melo definitely. Melo just retired at 17 in front of the Knicks.
Listen, they should have kept Melo.
Yeah, I think they should have too. You know what I mean?
They should have kept Melo and spent some money and build up around him.
But see that goes to the problem.
The Knicks will never get a chip.
What did you say, Lysa?
The Knicks will never get a chip.
Never.
Nah, I don't think so either. I'm not sure that I ever see it in my lifetime. I hate to say it, but I'm a purist before I'm a fan. I always say that. I'm always going to be a realist and a purist before I'm a fan.
With the Knicks, you should be.
Yeah. That's the only way I know how to do. You know what I mean? And I like the way we look on paper, but until it's done, it don't matter.
Let me tell you, I never cared about how a team looked on paper.
Yeah, it don't matter.
It doesn't matter until you actually take the floor, take the field.
Period. That goes back to the 2002 Lakers. They had four or five Hall of Famers on there when they brought in
Karl Malone still couldn't get a ring.
Exactly. Gary Payton. Like, what are we talking about? Shaq, Kobe. They still couldn't do it. So
75 at the half is unacceptable, though.
Absolutely ridiculous. Hey, come on, man, chill out, man. Give my boys some slack. Let me go and put my jazz music on, man.
Yeah, we gonna ride your boys like a brand new Schwinn in the 70s.
I'm telling you, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Kristoff ain't even playing.
Them boys over there, the starters over there on the bench looking at rings, still up by 20. Horrible.
Yeah, man, but
horrible.
Yeah, again, shout out to the Liberty, shout out to women's basketball. But before I switch gears real quick, I want to say too, like we talked about the record sales and people showing up, and I get it. They did tremendous numbers this past season, but as fans, as people that really say they love the game, we have to do better. We have to start buying some of these WNBA jerseys. We have to start going to some of these games. We have to support it because it's easy to say that they deserve more money. They need to be getting paid better and all that.
They have to generate.
Going to the game. That's just bad business.
Here's the thing, right? You hear a lot of women saying, "Oh, they should be making what the other players are making," but the women don't even go support them.
Yeah,
you understand? And what they got to understand is the NBA pays for the WNBA.
Yeah, they're in the black.
Right. That's a surplus coming from the NBA because they're in the black. You know what I mean? So, and they tried it. I see what they tried to do with Angel Reese and the other young lady,
Caitlin Clark.
Right. I see what they tried to do. Right.
You have no choice.
Hey, real quick.
You tried to make it as if.
Real quick. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. She had a tremendous year. You feel me?
Absolutely. And absolutely deserved as a black man in America. She absolutely deserved the Rookie of the Year.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to put that respect on her name quick.
Yeah, she deserved it. She deserved it.
I say Angel.
It could have went either way. It could have went either way. It could have went either way.
I think it could have went both ways too.
It could have went either way.
I'm not one of those people because a lot of people be like, "Oh man, we always like to bring the race into it." You know what I mean?
No, it has. For me, it has nothing to do with that.
Nah,
Like,
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you particularly. I'm not talking about me particularly. I'm talking about generally. And most of the conversation, they of course
right.
they're gonna show the white girl all this love. No, that white girl got skills though. Let's be clear. She could dribble, she could shoot, and she played defense. The girl could play. You can make all the faces. You can look, watch her practices. Go back to her college days. Go back to this
Listen,
season.
it's not that she can't play. I just don't think it's a girl.
Hey, and I ain't gonna lie. I can see why you say that because I ain't gonna hold you. If you really watch the stuff that she does, if you watch the
Look,
stuff
all
that
you
she
gotta do is
does,
look right here.
bro, you watch her play, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like she might average, right, 6 turnovers, right? Out of those 6, 7,
at all, man.
yeah, throw that off. After out of those 6 turnovers on my life, 4 of them are gonna be on straight dimes. Great passes that if she was playing with dudes, that is going on source of the top 10 because it's a dime. And she's a little advanced, and a lot of her turnovers come from people not being ready and like, oh
Not
snap,
being
like she's
ready.
about to better than me, and she's really like that. Like so, I'm just
Listen,
gonna. That's why I just wanted to put some
all I'm gonna
respect on her
say
name right quick.
is, look right here.
But respectfully, bro, you can say that about maybe 40% of their league, though.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
It's quite a.
They might
Hey,
listen.
Brianna Stewart. Brianna
Listen.
Stewart look like a dude to me.
They might look hard in the face, but right in here, they all look soft. They all look soft in the Adam's apple. That girl got an Adam's apple about as big as mine or yours.
Absolutely, Drew. I agree.
Right. And like I said, I'm not.
And we're gonna get into that when we talk to politics. But race always is going to creep into society in one aspect of
True. But let me tell you why they did the whole Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark thing. They did that to try to create a black narrative so more people be drawn in to root for those 2 young ladies.
Yeah.
Although they both did excellent this season, you got other women in the league that's been dominating like that their whole entire time in the league. Why not big them up?
Asia Wilson.
Asia Wilson is a monster.
Back-to-back MVPs. You know what I mean?
All right, so since we talk about it, if we're gonna name Asia Wilson, we need to go ahead and name the Naphasia Collier too from Minnesota. She been on that all
There you
season. She
go.
been averaging 20.
I like her. I got
23
a
and
crush on
like
her.
8 or 9.
I low-key got a crush on her.
Now, no rookie has ever did what Angel Reese has done.
This is correct.
No player ever. Not just a rookie, no player. Yeah.
Right. So for her not to get Rookie of the Year is like a slap in the face to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's done what no rookie has ever done, and then she's done what no other player has ever done in that league. Even though it's still a very young league.
Yeah.
Like she did something that was unheard of.
Well, I ain't gonna say a young league, but
that league is young.
They 27 years old now. They almost 30 years old.
I got kids older than that league.
But that's not a newbie league though, in my opinion.
It's new.
We're talking about professional sports.
It's new.
1996. Like neither one of my sons was born when I went to my very first Liberty game.
I got a son that's 34. So that's new, bro. That's new. It's a new league. Trust me, it needs time to develop because the NBA wasn't a big hit out the gate. They needed time to develop. It took years for the development of the NBA.
I don't agree, man. I don't agree.
Look at the history.
Yeah, because at one time you got to remember the ABA was bigger than NBA, and then the NBA brought all the ABA over. And
who was in the ABA?
You had Connie Hawkins. You had Dr. J, the face of the league. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And when they brought the ABA over to the NBA, then it started to get some traction. But even
the NBA didn't exist that much longer before that. That's what I'm saying.
Right. But They were struggling. They were struggling until they brought the black players in.
Nah, well, see, and that's it. Like they had black players in the NBA at that time too. You had the Willis Reeds, you had the
far
Connie
and few in between.
Clyde Frazier.
Far and few in between.
No, it was just as many black people. It was just
no, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. If you go back and look at the history of the NBA, in the early days of the NBA, they have just as many black players as they did whites.
Go back and check, Marv.
It's just that when you get to hey, what's good, Teresa? When you get to the late 70s and the early 80s, it was like they was too out of control. It was
that's when it became more dominant with black players. But up until that point, it was predominantly a white league.
Go back and check. We can agree to disagree.
We ain't got to. We don't have to agree or disagree. Go back and check.
Yeah, what's up, Jay? Jay said, "Hey, Trent, he good. He Mar right. He right. Because like I say, you think about the Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain wasn't ABA. Bill Russell wasn't ABA.
That's because they came along and went into the NBA. But before all of that, it was a predominantly white league.
I'm talking about at this time. I'm talking. You still had the ABA that was doing their own thing, and then the NBA was doing their own thing. But the NBA still had black players. You had your Elgin Bellas.
Listen, I'm not saying they didn't have black players. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it was still predominantly white.
All right. I hear you.
Go back and check.
I hear you. Because like I said, all the players I just named, they MVP candidates in the NBA. They were
yes, they are. But how many more can you name? Way back when that are black?
Shoot, the list goes on and on. Like I said, Oscar Robertson, JoJo White for the Celtics. The Celtics, half of the Celtics roster was black.
At what year?
Red all back in the 60s. When you had when the NBA and the ABA wasn't even created yet at that time. You know what I'm saying? It was still dominant play. It was black players. It was just as many. It's just that they started shifting because they started even Bill Russell talk about it. Like, you know what I mean? You have more and more black players. That's why it was becoming a big thing when they were traveling the South. That a lot of these white dudes were standing up with us. It wasn't like baseball. Now, baseball was predominantly white during that time. And Reggie Jackson talked about how he go to the South and get lynched. Where you have people like Red Auerbach standing up for their black players, like, if my black player can't eat, he will stay here. We ain't staying here.
I remember all of that, which it just goes to my point to prove that it was still predominantly white before all of that.
Well, of course, I mean, all sports started out all white. But in the 60s, I can't say that it was predominantly white. There was a lot more white players than it is today, but it wasn't like no 80 to 20%.
Okay.
Jake said Dr. J, Moses Malone, George Gervin, another one, the Iceman.
Yeah.
Like we had some ballers back then.
But they came along in the 70s.
Nah, they still in the 60s, bruh.
68, 69. But they was there in the 70s. Let me tell you, in the 70s and the 80s is when it started getting heavily populated with black.
Yeah.
Exactly. The NBA was born until we came along.
Yeah, it was. It was more fundamental basketball.
Right.
The ABA was more like Rucker, like the Rucker league.
But we getting off track. But the whole thing was the NBA was struggling for some years before it really picked up. You understand? Yeah. When Magic Johnson came along and he started putting the showmanship into it, that's when it really started to pick up.
And that's what I feel like the WNBA tried to do is like, yo, we seen this play already. Let's do the same thing that we did with Bird and Magic. Let's try that here with the WNBA.
Right.
And let's see how it works out for us.
But that's the whole thing. If you're going to create a great rival that's not based on race. You know what I'm saying?
That's not America, though.
Just create it.
But that's not America.
No,
the first black starting five and the NBA was in 1964.
That's starting five.
That's a starting five.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
That's
telling
a,
you. We
that's
had
that's
black
mid
players.
that's
Yeah,
mid like
bro. I'm
1960s.
listen again. I'm not saying we didn't have black players. I'm saying it was predominantly white.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think so. You only got 12 men on the roster. Your starting five is black, which means you still got 2 boys on the bench. You can't have with so many white players.
5 black, 7 white.
I'll wait. This thing right.
I don't think so. But again, that's neither here nor there. But
that's
I don't know how much time you got, Lysa. Did you have anything else on the basketball before we left basketball?
Nah. I just wanted to say on that roster it was 7 blacks and 6 whites.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
I just had to
So based off that, and what team is what franchise we talking about?
Oh, you know what team it was.
The Celtics, right?
He's talking about the Celtics. You ain't know what he's talking about. Stop it.
You know he's talking about my Celtics. Come on.
Right. But my whole thing is the NBA was struggling. The NBA was struggling, and it was hemorrhaging money.
Yeah,
even throughout the 70s and the 80s until Magic came along.
Yeah. They used to play on tape delays. Like the NBA wasn't the NBA that they know now.
Right.
Like you couldn't even watch live games on the NBA.
No. Some games you watched, they were pre-recorded.
Yeah, it was tape delayed. You only had the games on Sunday.
Right.
And it was either like the Lakers versus the 76ers or the Lakers versus the Celtics. Like you only got to see maybe 3 or 4 teams. That was it.
But to my point was the NBA struggled for a couple of decades before it really took off.
I say about 15, 20 years.
It struggled. You know what I'm saying? It was a struggle. And when the 80s hit, it started to pick up.
But everyone don't put those women against each other, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like I said, that's the whole thing. Because again, like you say, it's easy to say race shouldn't play no part. But the truth is, as Americans,
it's not easy to say. It's not easy to say. They've made it to the point to where as if that's what some people only care about.
That's what I'm saying. You said that it shouldn't have no place. What I'm just saying, what I'm saying is that's easy to say that, but that's not reality.
No, it's not easy to say, bro. It's not easy to say. It's just a fact.
That's what
I'm
saying.
saying.
So that makes it, by definition, easy to say.
Nah, but it's not easy.
It's not easy. It's easy to say, but it's not reality. That's my point. Because race is gonna always come to play a factor into it. We're 13% of the population. Of course, all these young white players.
We've been 13% of the population for the last 50 years. Come on.
We always get the short end of the stick for the last 50 years.
But we are not 13% of the population. We've been 13% for the last 50 years.
I'm just going based off what the numbers. I don't know factuality on that. That's what the numbers say. That's what I'm saying.
Don't believe the hype.
When you talking about 70% of white America, of course they want to see Caitlin Clark be successful because she's
according to the U.S. Census of last year, only 13% of the U.S. population is black.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the numbers say. I'm not gonna argue with the numbers. I'm not saying that they
true
or false.
When the last time you took the census?
What, 2022?
Most people, most black folk don't take the census. But we've been 13% for the past 50 years. So you mean to tell me we ain't been having babies like that?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not here to debate the semantics of it.
I can tell you women babies like that.
But
Jews say they got Caitlin Clark like the great white hope.
And that's what it is. We talking about the 70% or 65%. Of course, they want to see somebody look like them. That's why you can have somebody like Vanilla Ice come in hip hop and sell Diamond as a trash artist because they gonna support him. They want to see him win in a so-called black world. Hip hop, Caitlin Clark in basketball, same way they did with Larry Bird. Only difference was Larry Bird was that dude.
But see, here's the thing: you can't talk about Omar
Omar who?
Bird because I don't think he
He
was
said
white.
Omar.
His name was Omar.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. He's definitely different. I'm
well,
definitely not
see,
comparing Caitlin Clark to
the
him.
difference. Let me tell you, Larry Bird is by far the best white player ever to play the game. Then Jerry West.
I was about to say, what about Jerry? But
I don't know.
Jerry number two. Name one. Name one white boy colder than Larry Bird.
Pistol Pete.
Nope.
Not saying he colder,
Dirk
but
Nowitzki.
he was bad. Dirk ain't
Nope.
white. Dirk German.
Listen,
That's white.
there's no white boy in the history of basketball better than Larry Bird. Not none.
Homegrown, yeah. I would put Larry up there.
No, later for homegrown, European, it don't matter. There's no white boy ever better than Larry Bird in the NBA.
I never
I don't
forget,
care who you go get.
one of them telling the story about when they was on when they used to do the open court on TNT. I forgot who it was, but they was talking about a story. I think it might have been Dominique Wilkins, and they was playing against somebody. They was playing against Dominique, and Bird was going back and forth, and they come out of timeout, and they put a white boy on Larry Bird, and Larry Bird.
And Larry said, y'all ain't got no brothers to put on me?
Man,
because I'm gonna cook him
like that, putting a white boy on me.
Yeah. And what did Larry do to that white boy? He embarrassed him.
Cooked him. Larry Bird is definitely had by far. All I was saying was I was using that comparison, like that's what they wanted to propel Caitlin Clark to. Not saying that that's what she's going to do. Time is still she's just a rookie, so I'm not going to put that much pressure on her to be that successful.
I tell you what I do like. They're not comparing either one of those young young ladies to anybody else. They're making a name for themselves.
Yeah,
that part I do like.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and I like to like your point earlier. I like the trajectory that it's taken for women's basketball as a whole because, like a lot like the Diana Taurasi's, my girl. You know, she was hating on her when she came in.
Bro.
You know, she was hating on her when she came in.
Hey, and before you even move further, bro, don't ever shout out Diana Taurasi and not shout out Sue Bird. Shout out to her too.
I didn't get this. You ain't let me finish.
I'm just saying, but that's a combo right there. You gotta say both.
But
that's
Sue,
a combo.
The difference is the reason why I didn't mention Sue. I was getting to Sue, but I haven't mentioned her yet because Sue wasn't hating on Caitlin Clark like Diana was.
Yeah, but you heard what Julian said, right?
But Diana was in the league, so shit.
Exactly, and she was hating on her.
So she can't get. I ain't gonna say she can't give as much respect, but you see what I'm saying? I still gotta lace up first.
What I'm saying is though, she was hating on her. But and a lot of the different players was feeling some type of way. Even Cheryl Swoops got in trouble for talking trash about her, right? But this
how do you get in trouble for talking trash? That's sports.
Nah, but I get it because you coming from a person like I get that too. I'm not ending no relationship over it, but I understand if somebody does.
How can you get in trouble for critiquing a player? First things first. Her first year could be a fluke. Both their first years can be a fluke, and they can go downhill from here.
That wasn't the context that she was talking trash in. Cheryl Swoops was hating on her strictly from y'all giving all this white girl props. You're not talking about her.
She's right.
No, she's not.
And she was right.
Caitlin Clark is not no bum. We're not talking about Caitlin Clark just because she's white. Let's be clear on that.
I ain't gonna hold you. As somebody that's seen Caitlin Clark play in person, bro, like on several occasions, bro, I done seen her win, I done seen her lose in person more than once. Caitlin Clark is a different breed.
That's what that's my point.
Listen, she can play. Listen, she can play the game, but they only making noise about her the way they're making noise about her because she's white.
That's cap.
I totally do not agree with
that.
So this is my thing. So like,
think about all the other white ladies, white girls that's been in the league before her. That they're not talking about.
I got you. This is my thing, right? So this is her first year in the WNBA, right?
You're right, Jake.
So in order to build hype before her first year in the W, what did we have to build hype on? What she did before the W? She is the all-time NCAA men's or women's
and men's
Division
and
one score of all time. and she did it by a landslide. It's not like she did it with 6 years with no red shirt
Absolutely.
year, no COVID year, and all that other stuff. Neither. She did that
Yeah.
outright.
You can't
So
take
you
that from
had
her.
you see what I'm saying, bro. You just you can't negate what she did and what she did for the game.
But see,
All
here's the
that hype,
thing:
all
no
that
one's
hype that
negating
she
it.
did, all that hype that she did, like that she built, bro. She did that going against coaches like Gino, who supposedly got the best players, Dawn Staley, who got the best play. Like she did that
Exactly.
versus whoever got in front of her. You had
Yeah.
Leah Fudd, who was supposed to be the best defender in NCAA, and she gave her she limited her. But guess what? That the niggas was talking about that was a bad night. She had 25.
That's all I'm
Listen,
saying.
but here's my thing, right? But the way the game is set up now, let's take Allen Iverson. If you put Allen Iverson in the game the way it's played right now, what would he score? What would he score a game?
14.
What?
14.
Did Junior just say 14?
Where you at? I'm
14.
saying I'm trying to think where you going with this though.
14.
If you put Allen Iverson in the game right now,
14.
Allen scoring 40 to 45 a night.
No, sir.
Yes, sir. The
No,
game,
sir.
the game now is made for them to score.
Oh, he would
It's
have been a
made for them
problem.
to score.
It would have been a problem for sure.
In his prime with these rules, he definitely would have got. He would have averaged 40 easy.
40 to 45 a night. Easy.
Yeah.
Nah.
Easy. With the way these rules are set up now. So
Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I got Pops. You know, AI was my first favorite player ever. You feel me? So
No, AI scored the basket, and he had the green light.
right.
He was taking 30 shots a game back then. He could easily take 40, 50 these days.
Right now, on top of that, let's say they didn't change the rules because of Shaq. What would Shaq had been scoring if they didn't change the rules on him?
Shaq would have had a whole lot more too. I'm trying to
Whole
figure out
lot
what
more.
all this got to do with Angel Reese and Kayla Clark, though.
My whole point is, yes, you don't negate her skill set. You do not. But you take into consideration they changed the rules drastically so they can score. This is what we was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They changed the rules so these new players can score. You can't play defense extra hard like you did back in the day.
But
And I'm not talking about the flagrant fouls. I ain't talking about bad. I ain't talking about.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference. Why we talking apples and oranges? All those rules that you're talking about, that does not apply for the WNBA. The WNBA get to it on
applies
defense.
across the board in basketball now.
No, it's not. Dude,
you listen. You cannot play
a regular
extra.
play in the WNBA right now will be a flagrant 2 and get you kicked out of the NBA.
Listen.
Hey, Dorsey, Jordan, and Hansford, they're not boosting her. I want you to go stand in front of her.
Oh, I'll say, listen. I'll listen, a nephew. I'll tell anybody anything face to face.
No, I'm saying though, it's just like, bro, her skill set, like, and that's the thing, bro. Like, she done made people like, I don't know, bro. It's just, and it's her. I'm not talking about nobody else. We're specifically talking about Caitlin Clark, bro. She's gonna create her own shot. I don't care how close you are. If that ball leaves her hand, it doesn't matter. Pat, tween, run across the lane, and you still on her like white on rice. And if she gets that shot off, it's green. It doesn't matter. The same thing Sabrina Ionescu did. You feel me? Just now in the finals.
She just had a horrible game yesterday.
In the finals,
1 for 18.
See what she did. You see what she did to win the game.
Listen, all I'm saying is what I know. They changed the rules so they can shoot more.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's the NBA. That's
it's sports across the board.
Not in the WNBA, bro. I've been to games. I watch games. I go to see watch NC State women's basketball. Women play defense harder than the men do.
Listen,
period.
I'm not saying they don't play defense. No, I'm not saying that. They gotta play defense, or everybody gonna know it's a sham. Only thing I'm saying is we all know they changed the game so they can score more. That's a fact.
Yeah, of course.
That's a fact. So to say, oh, they're so great, they're so this. Not very few of these new players are that great and that good. If they got to change the rules for you to score more, they didn't change the rules for Magic to score more. They ain't changed the rules for Bird to score more.
Hold up, Janelle. You got what's up, Janelle? You gotta elaborate on that. What you mean? In what way? Is Sabrina and Cece not in the same breath? You saying Sabrina is better than Caitlin, or you saying Caitlin is better than Sabrina? Yeah, but like I said, I want to see it continue to grow, but at the same time, it sounds good. But it doesn't matter if we don't support them financially as well. You know what I mean?
Well, they got, but that's the thing. The WNBA is nowhere near as exciting as the NBA.
And if it's not, it never will be. It never will be.
And to my point, it never will be. So don't expect them to do what the NBA does. Don't think you deserve NBA money when you're not bringing in NBA numbers.
So all right, cool. Hey, what she say in the comments? Cause I ain't see.
She said Sabrina is better.
Period. Sabrina is much older too.
Sabrina is better than who? Caitlin Clark?
Yeah.
Nobody's okay. We're not even. You feel me?
Yeah.
She just had a whole damn going. You feel me? Shootout with Steph Curry in the NBA All-Star. We're not having that discussion.
Absolutely.
That goes without
Nobody
saying.
was comparing the two. That's why I was asking.
That goes without saying. I thought you were saying something about the bread, like somebody said something about the bread situation, the money situation.
Listen, my whole thing is, I'm not saying the young lady can't play, because she can play. Only thing I'm saying is they changed the rules drastically to make them for it to be a higher scoring game.
All right, let me go ahead and address this comment. Sabrina got the resume, gold medalist, and now champion. Caitlin Clark hasn't won it. Caitlin Clark is 21 years old.
Yeah, I think you came in late, Jay. We was never comparing.
Yeah. Nobody was saying that. Yeah, nobody was saying that. Sabrina.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we're not comparing them because we're not going to compare them. Like
the only thing I was saying before we move on, was we're not gonna do that to Caitlin Clark. We're not gonna act like she's getting all the hype just because she's solely white. She has skills to go along with the whiteness. That's all I was saying.
No one's saying she's getting all the hype because she's solely white. No one's saying that. But they are allowing her benefits because they want her to be the golden child for the WNBA.
No,
that's what they want.
For sure, Sam. But they don't want to hear that.
Yeah, they want her to be the golden child.
She did, but
they want to prop her up.
If I'm taking either one of them, I'm building a franchise. I'm taking Sabrina over Caitlin. Now, from a business standpoint, I'm gonna take Caitlin because she's gonna put butts in the seats. And that's the point that I was making earlier with Diana Taurasi. Here it is, they was hating on them, but the reason that y'all not catching buses no more and y'all flying first class planes is because of Caitlin Clark.
No, it's not.
Yes,
it's not. Well, guess what? Do this then. Put Caitlin Clark out there by herself and let's see what she drove. It's a combined effort of all of them.
No, they played a part in it, but she took it to that next level. Dude, they were just on buses last season.
I'm not going to solely give her that because it's not solely on her shoulders.
All I know is that they was on buses last year. Now they getting chartered planes.
Listen, it's not just simply because of her. It is not. I'm not going to and that's what Julian was talking about, how they boosting her up to make her bigger than what she is. She's not the reason for that. You understand? You got a bunch of new rookies.
Hey, hold on.
I just disagree.
Hold on. Let me get in there next.
All right, hold on. Let me get this point out real quick before you go. Before they had the WNBA draft, right? They knew that the Indiana Fever had the #1 pick. They signed the Indiana Fever signed the contract to show 34 of their games out of 45 of their games on TV because they knew they was getting They knew they was getting Caitlin Clark and they knew that she was going to be the marketing export that she was. And people tune into those games just to see her, which means it brought in more money. And now, like I said, you go from the being.
Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing for certain and two things for sure. Right? They can take anyone and make them a star if they choose to. That I know for sure.
I don't agree with that because Asia Wilson is way better of a player. But and again, it has nothing to do. I'm talking about the reality of America. It is easy to promote a white person because they want to see a white person do good.
Like I said, they can take anyone and make them into a star.
Just saying, because these folks are out here comparing these two in general. Yeah. I don't even talk basketball with people that's comparing Cece and Sabrina in the same.
Right. I don't.
Yeah, go ahead. Before you forget.
I'm not gonna forget. But like, it just this is for Unc. Cece is not the face of the. All right, this is for Unc, bro.
Who is? In your opinion,
stop, bro. It's gotta be.
Go ahead, Lyson.
Golly, bro. I keep getting
want to know who she is.
It's like it's gotta be. But anyway, this is the Unc, bro. Unc, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It was worse before Cece. Okay, I feel that.
It was in the work.
I feel that. That's cool. But let me tell y'all something, bro. Let me tell y'all the facts. But the fact of the matter is, I was the only person there for the NCAA Final Four last year, bro. Okay? And on everything I love, over 50% of the arena, doesn't matter who was playing, had on Caitlin Clark shirts or jerseys. And I would really put it at 65% of the arena, and the arena was sold out. Okay? That's for starters. Now, let's look at the WNBA. They literally had to change her game venue because it was selling out too fast.
It was selling out too many seats.
We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. I'm gonna speak facts.
Period.
Because Sam, there we go. Thank you, Sam. I just said that.
Listen, I'm just going to say okay because I know how they do. Listen, they can take my old ass to make me a star.
Timing? She's definitely
a rate in attendance booth. Yeah.
Now listen, don't get it twisted.
That's the point that I'm making, yo, because we live in America.
Listen to me. Hold on. I'm not saying she didn't create an attendance boost. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is she ain't the reason they flying jets now. You got a whole listen. All the rookies that then came in, they've been showing their ass. All of them.
Name three of them.
Wait. Majority of the rookies that came in, they've been showing their ass.
No, they have not.
Yes, they have, bro. Yes, they have.
Bro, you talking to somebody that's really in this, bro.
Like I said, maybe three of them.
Angel
Reese and Kayla Clark, maybe three of them.
Bro. Hear me out. Deasia Fair, right? I don't know if you know who she is. She is now the number 4 player in NCAA Women's Basketball Division I scoring. She got drafted this year in the top 10, and guess what? What did she do? Not ish. She's not even in the WNBA. They cut her. Then you got Pow Pow, who went to Minnesota Lynx, who was supposed to be a high draft pick. It was supposed to be this, that, and the third. Did you see her in the finals? Yes or no?
Exactly, Jake. That's what I'm saying. Everybody is eating off of her status.
Like, bro, this
I'm not saying it's
I'm naming the top.
But it took it to another level.
I'm naming the top players, bro. I'm naming the top players. Same thing with Liz Kitley, right? Liz Kitley was she held her spot and was out with a torn ACL. If you think she's about to go against Breonna Stewart or any of them and do anything, no, she was not. Naphasia Collier was not about to let that happen. Asia Wilson was not about to let that happen. Kayla McBride was not about to let that happen, bro. We could keep going on and on and on. So so what I'm saying is, if you could name me five rookies who came out and did decent and averaged at least 10 points, 2 assists, or whatever, then we could talk.
I didn't say 3.
Just like Dennis said, the flights it's timing. Them getting jets, it's all about timing.
It's not.
Trust me. I'll tell you why it's not. Can the young lady play Yes, she can. Is she drawing? Is she did she drawing more generate more fans? Yes, she did. I'm not
So
saying she did
so
not.
So that's money. We're in the business of
Hear me,
making
Listen,
hold
money.
on, hold
but
on, hold
she's
on,
not the
hold
only
on,
one that's
hear me though.
doing it.
What I'm saying is though, who is they moving arenas for?
Nobody.
Who else did they move arenas for?
Not Asia Wilson, not
Listen,
Sabrina, not Brianna,
So hear me
nobody.
out. So hear me out. When they move those arenas and stuff, guess what? That's bread. So then
Exactly.
when people are starting to pay attention more, that's more bread. With more bread, you get more what? Resources. Nigga, North Carolina Central University, let me tell you, I know this for a fact. They took a bus trip from Durham, North Carolina, all the way to Delaware. Because why? They don't have the resources, they don't have the bread. North Carolina State University, I'm telling you, will not drive nothing over 2.5 hours. They are going to get a flight. Why? Because they have the
They
resources,
have direct
aka
they
resources.
got the
the
resources.
bread. So when you start to bring in more bread, you can do
You can
more.
do
Listen,
more
That's what's
things.
happening with the WNBA. I'm
listen.
telling you.
I just talked about it earlier with the Liberty situation. They were playing in the Garden. They had them fucking playing at Westchester Community College, and they was bringing in 10,000 a game at MSG. But Dolan say we don't want to do that. So all of a sudden, when they move back to Barclays, you got more people. Now you can do these big arenas because you got more star power. You got more fans coming. Thanks to the
Hmm.
Sabrinas. Thanks to the Briannas. Thanks to the, you
Now,
know what I mean,
who does Caitlin play for?
Indiana Fever.
Indiana. And you talking about New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why they going to go see New York? Why they had to put New York in the Barclay?
Can we talk about the finals?
Yeah, because they didn't want them in the Garden.
Can we talk about the finals now? We talking
Right,
about the
but
finals.
that's the thing. They didn't want him in the Garden because of what? Because they
Because
weren't
Dolan is
drawing,
an
right?
asshole. That's why.
So my thing is
Maybe.
who? But
It
I'm
wasn't that
saying
they wasn't selling tickets. That's the
But
point
I'm
that I'm
saying
making.
no. I'm
They was
saying
making
all right.
money in the Garden.
So boom, and then I'm about to get up out of here. But here we go. Right. So boom. Right. Let me tell you something. As somebody that's been watching WNBA, Asia Wilson has been doing what she's been doing.
Killing.
Here we go.
Yeah.
You ready? You ready? You ready? Brianna Stewart has been doing what she was doing. Who else we got? Diana
Your
Taurasi
girl back
been
before that,
doing what she was doing.
Maya Moore.
Nigga, but I ain't got there yet. Hold on. You feel me? Kelsey Plum has been doing what she's doing. Maya Moore is now out the league and she was doing what she was doing, right?
Let
So
me tell
this is
you.
my point. This is my point
Go ahead.
though. This is my point, right? They've been playing at this level that they playing at, right? But guess what? Because you got Caitlin Clark in college pulling from half court, she's turning heads. That is excitement because women are not really doing that. That's turning heads, right? So when she moves from the NCAA, guess what? All those heads are flying to the WNBA now too because they want to see what she can do up there. Now those other players are getting the recognition that they should be getting too as well. How did Asia
Mm-hmm.
Wilson? How's two-time Asia Wilson with the stats that she put up didn't have her own shoe,
Exactly. Exactly.
but now she does. Why?
Let me
Why?
so
Because Caitlin Clark
let me
turned
tell you,
the
hold on, let
heads
me tell you
and
what
then
you
built
just
it
said,
up.
right?
She opened up the floodgates.
Let me tell you what you just said. In my analogy, right? What you just said was the equivalent to all the dope ass rappers that came before the new ones because the new ones are getting more money. Oh, we better than them. No, you're
No,
not better than them.
no,
These are the
no,
cats that laid the foundation for you to get where you are at.
no. What I'm saying is, nigga, I'm the producer. I'm the head of the label, and I just found a whole bunch of niggas that's nice as hell, and I finally get on the platform, and then they overtake everything. YMCMB. I'm Lil Wayne. You feel me? I've been doing what I'm doing, but now Drake and Nicki coming over and taking over the game. He giving them the platform. That's what happened. The platform opened up. It opened
No,
up more eyes, so now you getting more recognition. You, bro. I'm gonna put it in perspective. Right here you go, and then like, I'm for real out of here this time. My homeboy Chris Clemens, right? Chris Clemens, born and raised right here in Raleigh, North Carolina,
Nah,
bro. Played with
Chris.
him at Millbrook. That man is the number 4 leading scorer in NCAA men's
History.
basketball history. All right, cool. He went to Millbrook High School. Guess what? He didn't get the recognition. Why? Because he didn't have the platform. He played at Campbell. He did not have the platform. Now, if Campbell shocks the world and go to the tournament and go to the Final Four, okay, now he has the platform. So now
What now people
everything else
talking
that
about?
he was doing, you feel me? Now everybody gonna talk about him, and you feel me? Yeah, that's how it's gonna happen. It's a trickle down effect. You see what I'm saying? But you got to get that platform. The same way, if you got a skill set, I got a skill set, and he got a skill set, but you the only one that know the COO of the company. It's a trickle down effect because you got the resources, you got the platform.
The trickle down effect does not work.
Okay.
Hey, nephew,
Ain't nobody going to buy Asia Wilson with that ugly look. Hey, yo, Sam, chill. We not doing that right now. Hey, Sam, we not doing that right now. Chill out.
the trickle down effect don't work. It does not.
All I'm saying is, it's like this. Like you
She's
put
not
it,
the what my thing is
put it
this.
in perspective.
She's not the sole reason why they got Jets. She is not. That's all I'm saying. I'm
Sole
not saying
reason, no,
I'm
I
no.
not
didn't
saying
say
Wait,
the young lady can't play.
I never said that she's the sole reason. I
what I'm
said she's
saying
a
is she
big
helped.
part of that
Yeah,
reason.
she helped.
Listen,
She helped bring in that revenue. That's it.
I'm not saying the young lady can't play. I'm not saying she's not deserving of praise. I'm not saying none of that. But what I am saying is, like a lot of other people, they're boosting her up way too far, and Icarus wings will burn.
And
That's
guess
all.
what? From a business standpoint, guess what? You could do that, and we could keep on boosting it up. But I don't care if Trent getting all the hype, and we get to go straight to the front of the line. I'm not tripping why they talk about Trent. I'm benefiting because I'm with Trent.
Oh God, we
Listen,
with you.
but
You see
some
what
people,
I'm saying?
No, no,
go to
no,
trip
we
even
with
though they
you.
with you.
I'm with Unc. I'm with Unc. Y'all don't need to know who I am. I'm with Unc. Oh
I
God.
don't care that I
Yeah,
can't go here by myself. I'm glad that you invited me up, come along with you to the
right.
restaurant.
Hey,
But
right
go
quick.
ahead.
Why Bronny get inside the league?
Nepotism.
Exactly.
Now, don't get it twisted. That's why he's on the Lakers. But don't act like Bronny can't play.
He can't. He can't. He can't. That
Not on the
nigga
Didn't you
averaged.
say
NBA
you
level.
He
had to
averaged
go?
4 points.
Not
Didn't
at
you
the
say you
NBA.
had to go?
2 steals and no 3 steals and 2 turnovers in the worst conference of the whole NCAA Division One Power Five. It was so bad. Look, I'm gonna tell you how bad it was. You wanna know how bad it was? When they put him up there on the draft, they didn't do his stats like nobody else. They multiplied his stats by 2 and said per 40 minutes. Ain't nobody paying attention to that per 40 minutes. Unless you watch stats, bro, that nigga only averaged 4.6 points a game. So they boosted it up to say that he got doggone was averaging 10 points, and he was not.
Was he?
And he
Wait,
was not.
was he the marquee player?
On their
No,
team?
no. He was
No, he wasn't.
hell
All
He
no.
was
right,
just LeBron James' son playing for USC.
that's my point. He was not the marquee player.
Why? Because he don't have the skills. That's the point that we making.
Right. But
Nah,
it's because of who he
the boy
know
got
where
skills.
he at.
Stop it. Stop it. He got skills.
He probably could beat me one on one, but to say he should be
He'll
in the
beat
He
all
not
NBA,
three
beating
of
me
us
one
one
on
on
one.
one.
absolutely not. He can't. He should not be in the NBA though.
He not beating me one on one.
Your knees is old. Stop it.
I gotta go get a PRP shot Friday for my knee.
Later, nephew.
Yo.
He said Bronny the first rookie to average a 00 in
Come
league.
on, Sam. Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Stop it.
Listen,
I'm out
we
of here, yo. I catch y'all later.
later.
All right, man. Love you, boy.
Love you too.
Listen. They've been pulling nepotism the whole time. I'm not mad at it.
And that's from a Laker fan.
So am
You're a
I.
Laker fan. If they don't send him to the G League ASAP, like yo, and I'm not mad at LeBron for doing it. Like I said, I think it's gangster because if you white folks been doing it for years, so if you got the strength to do it,
You got
but
the power to do it, do it.
at the same time, I'm happy that you're there, but I
Listen,
can't say that you're
how
there because
many,
of the skill.
how many of them white boys they got on the team that blow ass way worse than Bronny?
I don't
But
know.
they
I don't know what you mean.
keep him around for years. It ain't,
I
let
don't
me
know.
tell you.
You got to have something to work with, man.
And he does have something to work with.
He ain't sold it to me. Not to me yet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I respect the fact that so for me, I'm gonna take it a little step further. And this is just my perspective. This is just my perspective, okay? Not saying I don't have no facts, I ain't talking to nobody, no nothing. I've always been, my thing was always, even when you go back to the draft, my question is, does Bronny really, really want to play basketball? Or is he being pressured by LeBron to play basketball for the marketing, for the history that is making? Like, they already talking about this month. He's a gamer. Like, he likes basketball, but does he love basketball? Now, we were talking about the youngest son, Bryce. No question, we're going to see Bryce in the league because he really loves baskbasketball. I don't know that Bronny really want to be in the league.
Majority of these young boys are gamers that play basketball, and they love basketball. My nephew plays for Bergen Catholic. He a star player, number one player. But guess what? You can hear him screaming at the TV right now on the game. So being a gamer doesn't negate them being a player.
I'm not saying that it does. I'm just saying that that's a possibility. Again, I'm not just saying that's what it is.
Right.
But there's a strong possibility that Bronny don't even really want to. He don't love the game.
Listen, I think if he really didn't want to play, he wouldn't be there. I don't think he would be there.
I think if you got a billionaire father saying, "Listen, son, we can make history and this could change our lives," I'm already get you guaranteed. Like they said earlier. Somebody just said in the comments earlier. He's the first rookie to get a guaranteed contract. So get this money. You're gonna make more money going this route than you play games. Then you can play games all you want to.
Hey, listen.
I don't know that his heart is really in the NBA.
If daddy can make sure you get a guaranteed contract, by all means, get a guaranteed contract.
What's good, James? James said he probably should be in the G League to develop, but he got game. He just ain't his daddy.
Exactly. He's not his father, but the boy got game.
We are not going to act like they're close to the same. Life's is stupid.
No, not at all. No, listen, no one's saying he's like his father.
No, I think he was talking about Bronny and Bryce. Because Bryce is the younger brother, son. But we know Bryce is because Bryce is a dog already.
Bryce is a monster.
I didn't see. That's my point. I didn't see that from Bronny in high school, college, nowhere along the line. He has talent, but I don't see that hunger. Like, I want to be that dude. I don't see what I see when I see Cayenne. I don't see what I see when I see D-Wade's son, or you know what I mean?
Nah, I tell you whose son is a fucking monster. Carmelo's. Carmelo's son.
But he wants it. He's not doing it because of LeBron. I mean, because of Melo. He wants to be in the league. I'm telling you, I know at least 20 G League overseas players that I know personally that will beat him. I know you do. I done seen a lot of them too.
Right, like you could probably go to the playground and find a cat or two that can beat him.
I know, Jake, man. I done turned it off already, man. I got my funeral music playing, man.
Yo, Dorsey wild as hell.
I got my funeral music playing.
I told you my condolences from the gate. But yeah, man, you wanted to hop into
Chris was definitely better than Bronny. But like you say, it was just the market and the circumstances. Because the kids that my son was telling you about, Chris Clemens, he led all NCAA in scoring.
You just proved my point, right? Marketing and circumstance. It's the same thing with Kaden. Marketing and circumstance. She's a white girl that can play, right? She's a white girl that can play. So they're gonna like you said, they're gonna take her and try to make her the great white hope. You know, it's no difference.
No, to me, it is, and that's what I'm saying. We won't get on because we got more subject to talk about.
Yeah, let's jump into the next.
That's the big difference, though. It's not just because she's white. We just talked about Sue Bird. We talked about talented young women that they didn't do that. You could not do this if Caitlin Clark didn't have skills. You can't do that just because she's white.
You could. They did it with Tony Kukoc.
They did what with Tony Kukoc? We talking about the NBA kid. He wasn't even facing
They
the
tried to make
franchise.
Tony Kukoc out to be something that he wasn't. Did they not?
Not that I know of. Not in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, they did.
He played a part. He played a part on those Bulls teams, and I hate the Bulls, but he played his
Listen,
part on that Bulls team. He
they
wasn't no
tried to
punk.
make Tony Kukoc seem as if he was a major part of the team and they couldn't do without him. And we all know that was bullshit.
That's because you a hater, Jew. Hey, let's see what your Lakers gonna do when they got Bronny in the starting lineup. How about that?
Oh, we gonna do just fine.
No, they ain't.
We gonna do just fine.
Lakers ain't even make the playoffs last year. What are we talking about? Yeah. All right. So we got the what I do with my paper? We 2 weeks away from the election.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and you know me. All right. So look, I took a picture of this too earlier because the day before we went live, remember when I started the show off talking about my aunt, my cousin, and they deleted her post? Okay. So Sunday night, the game on, and it baffled me because anybody that knows me or watch the show know I don't do politics. That's first and foremost. So when I posted the other day, like I don't understand how anybody could be a fan of this idiot. I don't understand why people automatically thought I meant Trump.
Oh, well, you heard me. Which idiot?
Exactly. I was referring to the Jets quarterback and Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I thought you was talking about the two politicians.
No, we was about to get there, but before I get there, I was just talking about this here. So I go to look at the post because somebody had commented on it. I go to react. I get this notification. Your post has been removed. Why this happened? It looks like you tried. It looks like you tried to get likes, follows, shares, or video views in a misleading way. Now, like I said, what the post says is, I don't see how anybody is a fan of this idiot. So first of all, screw you, Facebook. All right, because that's what social media is about, trying to get views, shares, and likes. But because you think I'm talking about Trump, you think that is inappropriate? If I had just put Aaron Rodgers up there, his name up there, I guarantee you y'all wouldn't have took it down.
No, they wouldn't have.
So y'all need to stop with all of this here, yo.
But they're not gonna stop, which are going to why I tell you we should build our own shit.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, you know, like I said, I don't want to, and I'm gonna start this conversation with this. All right, because everybody got their thing, and I made a post about it. Well, I said it in my thank you post, but it's real disheartening to me, bro, and it bothers me that we got people losing friendships, we got people ending relationships, we got families not rocking with each other over this daggone Democrat Kamala Harris versus Trump. That's like crazy that it's so divided.
Well, here's the thing, right?
They designed to keep us distracted and divided. And
here's the thing. People think because you say something about her, you voting for Trump. People think if you say something about Trump, you voting for her. Neither one of them is right for the country.
Period.
Neither one of them are right for the country. You know what I'm saying? Neither one of them are right for the country. She don't like black folk no more than he do. You understand? All of a sudden, she black. But what you hear people saying, oh, her father's Jamaican. Jamaican doesn't have a color construct.
They don't refer to themselves as black.
They refer to themselves as Jamaicans. That's why you have Chinese Jamaicans. You have white Jamaicans. You got Puerto Rican Jamaicans. You got Indian Jamaicans.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jamaica is not a color construct.
Yeah.
You know, how many other people running around out there that got this bronze skin, but they still don't identify as us? You understand? She was Asian. I mean, Indian this whole time. Now all of a sudden, she black. It's not foolishness. Everybody, let me tell you.
Sam said it's the media. Hold on, let me address that real quick. Nah, Sam, what I was talking about, you right, the media plays a big part in it, but media ain't got family members not rocking with each other over politics. That has nothing at all to do with the media.
Because they're ignorant. Because they're ignorant.
Exactly.
If you stop rocking out with a friend or a family member over politics, you're ignorant. Point blank, period. He don't have to get me. She's not black.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying, and
that goes to my point too, because everybody gonna always have this. Well, how you gonna say she ain't black? Because she herself didn't identify as black until 20 years
she
ago.
herself said she ain't black.
But don't nobody want to talk about that.
That's how you can say it.
Here's
the thing, right? Anytime you want to, they want to control black men, they always go through black women first. Anytime. You know what I'm saying? You got she went to I forget what she went to Howard. Oh, she went to HBCU. White people go to HBCU.
I know white people that went to HBCU too, though.
Right. And just because you go to HBCU, guess what? Most of them are named after white people.
90% of them.
Right. So miss me with and then Obama for the goofy shit he did. Oh, the brothers. Man,
you
fuck
can't
out
talk
of
about
here.
a black president like that, though. You know what I mean? Like,
he's
a homie.
No, he not.
I'm saying I'm being facetious. I'm just saying you can just prove my point. That's why I don't rock with politics like that. Exactly. Her father was Irish and Hindu.
She always identified as black. No, she didn't. Did she identify as a woman of color? Yes, but not black.
Let me say, she said she's always identified as that. Why it is even a discussion, you best be talking about the policies and Project 2025.
What policies? Okay. She don't talk about no policies.
Hold up. Before that, I want to address that right there. I want to address that comment right there because, and that's what I said in my thing too. Like the other thing that bothers me. First of all, let me say it like this. Let me go ahead and put this out there. I'm exercising my right to vote by not voting, and I don't care what kind of phone calls I get.
I ain't mad at you.
That's my choice. Okay,
that's your choice.
I don't rock with neither one of them.
You know who I'm voting for? You know who I'm voting for? Me, like I do every year.
Exactly. So to answer to what your thing is, and like I keep hearing a lot of people say, well, this is the most important election ever. This is the most.
So check this out.
Hold up, I'm gonna get to those too. I just want to address this while we on this one. So when it comes to that, though, people always saying, well, you need to be free thinking. Think for yourself. Don't go by what the media tells you. Do your own homework. And these same people that saying do your own homework are not doing their homework.
And when you do the homework and you find out she held black men in prison longer for free labor.
But people choose not to believe that.
Wait, she withheld evidence on innocent black men. You want to lock black parents up for kids being truant.
Mm-hmm.
She did all of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna get to all the rest of them too. But again, with the Project 2025, right? People keep saying, well, look, if Trump get in office, Project 2025. Let's be clear. If you do your homework, you look at the Project 2025. They started creating it in 1979, way before
exactly.
Trump.
It's not new.
They it to Trump's name because Trump don't care.
Right.
I'll take the hit. You could associate it with me, but that's not his. And the other thing with politics is, this is the other thing that really gets to me too. Like, no one person can do anything. The House and the Senate has to approve whatever.
Have to approve it.
So Trump can say or do whatever he wants to. In 2016, she was known as the first Asian American to become a senator.
Right. But
I don't talk about that, Sam Bluter, because we being blasphemous.
Wait.
It was documented at that time.
You got Janelle talking about something that's not even true. Her prosecutor did that. If it's her prosecutor, she has to sign off on it.
Because she was the attorney general at the time.
Right. She's the attorney general. She's the ball.
It was good too, Pat.
And if she's the boss, she's still responsible for it. Because guess what? They're not going to do that and not keep her in the loop. So stop it.
I'm saying, so hold on, let me read this passage. Come on, y'all. She went to Howard and from Oaktown. She certainly ain't white. So you'd rather have the man consumed with his junk. I'm going to get to that too.
So hold on. Again. So because someone went to Howard and they live in Oaktown, that makes them black?
No, it doesn't. Not a bit.
Come on, man.
Right, and Sam said our ancestors fought for that choice, which I totally get and I totally respect. But guess what?
Exactly.
You know what they also fought for too? They fought for the rights that I could date interracially. I'm not going out here dating a white woman though. That's my choice. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with it. Right. But I choose not to do that either. Even though my ancestors fought for that right.
My wife black, and my wife will always be black.
And that's the only thing I would say, Sam, is our choice whether we exercise the right. I'm exercising my right by not voting. I don't like what Kamala stands for, and I also don't like what Trump stands for.
I don't like what either one of them stand for because they both full of it.
Absolutely, I agree.
And like Sam said, she grew up in Canada. Like,
let me see, Denise. Hey, what's good, Denise? You need to vote, but you can vote for any of the 9 candidates or write someone in too. Too many died for this right. Absolutely. And
you know, hold on one second, Marv. I don't mean to interrupt you. That is the dumbest thing people always say. Oh, they died for the right to vote. No, they died for the right. They died to be treated fair. Mm-hmm. They didn't just die to vote. Oh, keep treating us like shit, but just let me vote. They died to be treated as human. See, people want to take and twist stuff to make it fit what they want. You understand?
Exactly. And see, I think this is a big part that people really miss, right? And why I say I don't judge nobody. I don't call anybody stupid. I don't say that you wrong for this, for voting Trump. I don't say that you wrong for voting for Harris. Right?
Not at all.
That's not my place. That's your thing, because in this thing called life as adult, you know what everything is predicated about? It's predicated on what we believe.
What we believe.
Just because you believe a thing does not mean that it's true.
Exactly. And guess what? If you believe, that means you don't know for sure.
I read it all, and it was written by people. It was written by people in his cabinet. Those people, they was not a part of his cabinet 20 years ago. That he was just a businessman.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, and they're part of that party. They're part of the Republican Party. So it don't matter whether Trump is the representative or not. If they gonna want, if they choose to put that into play in the House and
they'll put it into play.
It don't matter whether it's Trump in office. It doesn't matter if it's Bishop Tutu in office. It's gonna go into play if that's what it's gonna be.
It's gonna go into play. Perfect example. When they were running, right? When they were running, Ice Cube wanted to meet with both parties, right? Ice Cube wanted to meet with both parties to discuss his platinum plan.
He's down with him.
Who met with Ice Cube?
Mm-hmm.
Only one person met with him. Trump met with him. Joe Biden, we'll meet with you after the election if we win. All right, you won, but you still never met with him. Why not?
Drew says you Drake big sister. Well, I grew up from Compton. I am black. Yes, she is black. Again, if that's what you choose to believe,
that's what you choose to believe. It is what it is.
If that's what you believe, is what you believe. If you believe in Allah, because I'm Christian, I can't tell
you.
But
wait, and then look, and you look at a comment. Peace, I'm out, y'all. Black women will handle it. Like I said, anytime they want to try to control black men, they infiltrate the black women. Every time.
They die for many reasons, being actively involved in many fights for our people. Again, that's based off of if that's what you believe. You said, why do you keep calling people dumb and stupid? This is not the dialogue. That you didn't hear what I said. I said I do not call people
stupid. No. She's talking about me, not you.
Okay. All right, you. All right. I was about to say.
Guess what? Because if you go back into the feed, right? I want to go back into it.
Which comment?
I'm looking for it now. You understand? You say things like,
Hey, what's up, Uncle D?
you say things like, so you rather have a man consumed with his junk. She started out being disrespectful. That's disrespectful to me. So once you come off disrespectful to me, what you get is what you get. You understand? I'm a man. I'm a man. So don't tell me I'm more concerned with a man consumed with his junk. You understand? Don't start off being disrespectful, and then when it come back at you, you want to cry victim.
My Uncle D,
Don't do that.
My Uncle D was a businessman in New York too. He said, "I'm a true New Yorker, and one thing I do know that is Trump is he has always been a racist. The right to vote is only part of what our people fought for." I agree with that, and I respect it. I respect that.
He has always been who he is. But think about it like this. He spent 4 years in office. What happened? Did we end up back in slavery like everybody said we would? Did the world go to hell in a handbasket like they said it would? No.
We still
also,
here.
Biden and this chick, they've been in office for 3.5 years. What has she done to deserve the vote of the black community?
And
remember.
And I'm glad you said that because I'm under the impression too. Like I said, I don't do politics, but first of all, we got to stop with that whole narrative. Like what they did for us as black people. No president is going to do anything for black.
Nobody. And this is why I say we build our own. Perfect example, right?
I ain't going back to Jersey, Doc. What up?
The sitting president right now, you want the black vote so bad. Why was you locking us all up with the 94 crime bill if you want our vote so bad? You understand? These are the things that people forget.
Mm-hmm.
They overlook. Like Sam said, Joe Biden has always been a racist. That's no secret either.
Yeah. I've seen Joe Biden when he was the governor there in Delaware talking about he don't want blacks riding the kids with his bus back in the day.
Exactly.
When he was the governor. But we're not going to talk about that. We
ain't gonna talk. They don't want to talk about that.
You see what I'm saying? So I don't rock with none of them.
And my whole thing is Obama was okay with that. Kamala is okay with that. Mm-hmm. So I know y'all ain't gonna do nothing for black people once y'all get into office. But you did something for Asian people. You did something for Indian people. You did something for the Khazarians, which they call Jews. You did something for the gay community. You did something for every group of people. Right. You did something for every group of people but black people. Mm-hmm. But what she say, I'm not going to do nothing just for black people, but you did stuff just for the other groups.
The Asian hate crime, all that. Like you said.
Right.
And this is my thing too. And like I said, I don't even really want to talk about it. I'm just going back and forth with the comments. But this is the thing that bothers me when it comes to that too. When people always talk about Harris in particular. Being somebody that don't really follow politics, watch CNN from time to time. I watch Al Jazeera News because I care more about world news than I do local news.
Right.
This is the thing that I don't believe in politics, but if I did, I have a problem with the fact that I'm just going to vote for you because you're black, which I don't believe that you are. Okay, that's my right. I don't believe it.
She said she's not.
Even if politics was true, right? Think about this. And people think I'll be joking, but until Biden couldn't run and she had to step up, I didn't even know what on everything I love, bro. I didn't know what Kamala Harris' voice even sound like. Because I haven't seen her in action. I ain't seen her talking about nothing or doing nothing.
You haven't seen her since they got in office.
Absolutely.
And everybody's talking about, well, she the vice president. She ain't got no power. That's BS. She can implement a bunch of things that she want to implement. Hey, Joe, I want to do A, B, and C.
But Biden has always been a racist. Kamala even called them out. Then she turned around and worked for him. What is that called? Exactly.
That's called, listen, but if she's so black, she didn't care enough to go get a black husband.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
And then, like you say, then that's the other thing too. You know what I mean? As a black person, I'm offended that, first of all, I don't even know what your voice sound like, but then y'all want to do the DNC. You want to get Meg Thee Stallion up here. You want to go get all these entertainers. I ain't seen you at none of these rallies and all that. Did you know what I mean? You just
But that's what they do. They go get the most popular black person at the time that's willing to shuck and jive.
The legals. No, we can't talk about that either, though, Sam, because that's fake news. When we talk about the illegal aliens that they all letting over here in the country.
Well, listen, and they fast tracked them. They got the right to vote. They fast tracked them because guess what? They're trying to replace us.
And Trump is what you mean? And Trump is what? We said the system locked us up.
June said he reported me.
We broke the law. It's that simple. We will always have to fight for our own causes. Marvin, I'm calling you to vote. All right, you can call Uncle Dave. I'm telling you, wasting your breath. I'm not voting.
Let me tell you. The one thing I'm not going to do is not mess with you because you want to vote for Trump or you want to vote for Harris. In my opinion, neither one of them are good for the country. But mind you, you got 3 other people running.
Exactly.
You got 3 other people running, but ain't no only.
I can vote for one of them, but I ain't gonna vote for nobody I don't know nothing about either.
Exactly.
So again, and this is my thing from a spiritual person, right? This is just my thing. According to what I believe, not what's true, what I believe. It don't matter whether Trump in there. It don't matter whether Harris is in there. I'm taught to pray for my leaders because they put us in situations. So I pray that God will guide their heart, no matter who's in office. I'm praying for whoever's in there. But I'm not going to be a part of the farce in this make-believe thing,
right?
Because I don't believe in it.
I don't believe in it. Let me tell you. You know what else kills me? When you hear a so-called education person say, "Oh, you got to vote for the lesser of 2 evils."
Hey, I'm glad you said that because this is what I always say. That's like me saying, "Yo, Trent, listen, I'm giving you 2 choices. Okay,
you're not giving me a choice. Then
listen, I'm giving you 2 choices. You can choose one or the other. Either
you're not giving me a choice.
Listen, I'm gonna either stab you 12 times or I'm gonna shoot you 3.
You're not giving me a choice.
I don't want to be stabbed or shot though.
Exactly. I choose C. Neither. You know what I mean? But you already pigeonholed me. Oh, you only got 2 choices. No, there's the 3rd choice. I fight, and I don't let you do either or.
What vice president do you hear about? You heard about Cheney, how he sucked. You heard about Biden when he was Barack Obama.
Biden was all over the place when Barack was in office.
You go back history. Don't act like we ain't never heard about no vice presidents. Dick Cheney got away with. He got away with blowing a man's face off while he was the vice president.
Exactly, but wait, better than that, the first lady has power to implement programs. So you trying to tell me the first lady got more power than the vice president? I'll wait.
Don't report him, Jew. Don't report him.
That's all right. So, hey, Jewel, if you report me, I'm gonna call code enforcement on your store.
But I'm making light of it. But this is the thing too. Is to me at the end of the day, and anybody can choose to believe what they want to. And my personal belief though, it's not that serious. I'm not ending no relationships. I'm not ending no friendships. I'm not ending based off of what you vote. Right? And you know what I was thinking about the other day when I was in my prayer morning. I had my prayer time in the morning. You know what I thought about too, in terms of the election. And as I was praying, it just dropped in my spirit. You said, you know what? Think about this. When slavery first ended, you had black people that was fighting to stay enslaved.
Yes.
All of them didn't want to be free because they were scared of the unknown.
Yes.
But that didn't invalidate their actual feelings. But they were choosing that they wanted to stay in slavery because I know what I have here. Even though it not be the best of things, I'm scared of the unknown.
That's
a crazy mentality to me.
That's called Stockholm syndrome.
Exactly, and that's a real thing.
And that's what we're suffering from right now with everybody with everybody running around talking about some she black. They suffering from Stockholm syndrome, whether they like it or not. She's not black. First things first, stop trying to claim she black and just she's a woman of color. Because she is a woman of color. But she's not a black American.
Laws to imprison black folk with the 94 CB, the crack bill, etc.
Exactly.
And put laws in to imprison black folk. But we can't talk about that because we gotta stay with the sister. We gotta vote for the person that looks the most like us.
No, she don't look like me.
Like this. All right, so Matt's still in here. My Uncle D's still in here too. And I'm being funny. I'm being very serious right now.
Right.
What is Kamala Harris? What is her platform? Give me two things that she's standing on that she's talking about. Because anytime I see her, she's either lying or she's either giggling.
One of the two. She got the LGs. The lying giggle.
Like, what is she standing on? What is her platform? What is she trying to promote? What's her narrative? Taxes.
Her narrative on day one, she's gonna clean everything up. Why you gotta clean everything up if y'all doing such a good job right now?
What you say? What you mean by going to help black people? That's what Kamala Harris is doing? Because I did see her in an interview one-on-one where she said, "Why would I do anything to help black people?"
Well, what she said
came out of her mouth.
No, what she said, because I want to quote her right. What she said was, "I'm not going to do anything to help black people." She said, "Why would I do anything that's just gonna help black people?" Right. She didn't say.
That's what she said.
Right. That's what she said. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the one thing I'm not going to do is lie on an individual. If I misquote something, I'll be like, "Oh, I was wrong about that." All right, cool. If you show me proof where I'm wrong,
they both lying, and I agree with you. That's my whole point. So what I do is I remove myself from the table. If I'm at the dinner table with somebody and everybody around here is lying or capping, telling these fake stories, hey, can I get the check?
I'm out. Now I want to address something that Julian said. Julian said she got to do that, bruh. She can only do and say what they tell her to, what they tell her to say.
Which means she's another puppet.
Little bruh, and I'm going to tell you that is a lie, because the president can use executive order and push forth whatever they want to. You understand? Matt said the president is supposed to be for everyone. Yes, the president is supposed to be for everyone. I agree with that 100%. Right? But they gave special laws to Asians, Jews, the Khazarians, homosexuals.
Those laws didn't help everybody.
Right. Those laws aren't helping everybody. But you still got black men being lynched. They gave specific laws for specific groups. But no one gave us nothing specific.
Except for our group.
Except for our group. So don't tell me you can't do something just for a group, because you can if you choose to.
I agree, Matt. Everyone lies and no one is perfect, but
no one's looking for perfect.
For me personally.
Right. And that's my whole thing. That's another thing that drives me absolutely crazy. Oh, no one's perfect. No one's saying anyone is perfect. No one's saying people don't lie. Because me personally, when you tell me you don't lie, you lying to me right now.
She's Denise says she has on her platform more medical allowance, more affordable housing, student loan adjustments, tax for millionaires and billionaires, and women's health laws. Okay. I can't confirm or deny that. I go with that. But this is my thing too. And this ain't for everybody. It don't fly for everybody.
Okay. Now
this hold up. Let me finish this real quick. This is for like the church people out there that's big into this voting thing.
Okay, Joe.
Now, first of all, there's a reason why the Bible even talks about keeping church and state separate.
Church and state should be separate.
Now, but a lot of people saying, well, you gotta vote with most lines up with your biblical permission. You know what they doing when they hide behind those words, women's health, women's choice. That's promoting abortion. That's unaliving
Exactly.
somebody that can't defend them for themselves. So as a Christian, that's what you're voting for? That women have the right to kill or murder an unborn child? Is that what we're doing? And I'm not. That's just a rhetorical question. I'm just
That's a
asking.
rhetorical question.
You know what I mean?
It's not what you feel or think.
Exactly.
Now, on day one, Trump said he's deporting every illegal immigrant. He rounded them all up and sending them back day one. Do you know if that actually happened, the pressure it would relieve on the economy?
I believe it.
It would have a massive relief or a release of pressure on the economy.
Matt said, but Trump is not. So back to my analogy, right? With people, and like I said, I'm not rooting for neither one of them. I really don't care.
Neither am I. I think they both suck.
But put it like this: there is a part of me that want to see Harris win, just so that we can revisit these same conversations 3 years from now when y'all see ain't nothing changed and it got worse.
Let me tell you,
That's
what changed for black people under Trump?
Huh?
What changed for black folks under Trump in our communities?
That's where I was going to go next. Now,
right. Hold on. What changed?
I lived with white people for a long time now.
What changed in our community when Joe Biden was president? Nothing. What changed in our communities when Obama was president? Nothing. What changed in our communities when Clinton was president? More black men went to jail. What changed when Bush was in office? Nothing. What changed when Daddy Bush was in office? Nothing. So nothing changes for the black community, no matter what president is in office. We still remain at a low poverty level, and we still only 13%.
And then when they don't do nothing when they end of their term, well, what do you expect the man to do in the last 4 years? He had to clean up the other person's mess. If you choose to believe that,
you choose to believe that, that's on you.
Yeah.
But his 4 years, of presidency, we working off the last president's orders and laws and rules.
Mm-hmm.
So right now,
in other words, Trump is not the better choice. And it makes me think when you say that, I get it, because now I'm on the flip side of my early analogy, right? It's like, you have black people that was fighting to stay enslaved because that's what they were comfortable with. Me personally, I do not support Donald Trump. Let me be clear.
Neither do I.
We already know he's a narcissist. I know he's a liar. I know he doesn't pay his taxes because he told me don't. I know who I'm dealing with. I don't know who I'm dealing with when it comes to her.
No.
At all.
Yes, you do. She dislikes black people.
That's just my belief. I'm just saying,
but you know what you're dealing with. She dislikes black people. She's not going to do nothing specifically for black people. She's telling you what she's not going to do for us.
Absolutely, is a group of people called big higher than the president. They call the House and the Senate.
Right.
The president can't do nothing without the House and the Senate permission.
Listen, but if the president decides to write something in with executive order, they can't do nothing about it. It is what it is. But listen,
that means from the grassroots perspective, our local leaders aren't helping to bring change or updates to the community. I do believe that those are two different things when we're talking about national and when we're talking about local.
Local, let me tell you. Locally, you can make a difference locally.
Absolutely, you can.
You can definitely make a difference locally.
Here in North Carolina, you go to these different meetings and you see the citizens out there and holding these people accountable.
Sam said no Indian likes black people. Thank you, Sam. Let me tell you.
He was 13% back in 1972. Why let white folks sell us abortions to kill our own? I'm just saying. Yeah, that's the way that's been designed. Black Parenthood, like, it's funny, you can't find no Planned Parenthood in most white communities.
No, they don't allow that.
Yeah, you can find them all over our communities though. Deporting millions of people will have a negative impact on the economy. You think the price of food is high now? Who do you think harvests the crops that we eat? Who cleans the hotel rooms we love to stay in? Who does the work that no one else wants to do? We're not going back to the fields. I'm old enough to know what that's like. And I respect that too. But at the same time, when you got these mugs coming in here at all these numbers, when you got reportedly anywhere from 150,000 illegal immigrants coming over here, getting money for housing, getting licensed to vote, the war,
getting things that majority of the people in the black community can't get, getting things that veterans are not getting.
Yo, what's good, Rabu? If nothing changes for Black America with any president, don't vote for the racists. That's all I have to say. Peace. I'm not voting for the racists.
I agree with him.
Yeah, I'm not voting for the racists.
I agree with Rabu. Hey, Matt, to answer your question, I'm voting for me.
You gonna do the right end?
Yeah, I'm voting for me. You want to know why? Because I actually care about people and the community. I actually stand up and make a difference. Exactly, Sam.
And to answer that question, Matt, no, I'm not voting.
Right, he's not. Yeah, Marv already said he's not, and I already said I'm voting for me, like I do all the time.
Local is tight. National has no choice but to fall in line.
Right, but like, who's that? Darnell.
It's almost like Denise. It's almost like this, right? All right, so, and I might get in trouble for this, but the same way business is structured, that's the way churches are structured, right? So even in your churches, you got the elders, you got your deacon boards, you got these boards. You got the pastor, that's the face of the organization,
the face of the church.
But you got the executives also. If we have an executive meeting and we say, you know what, everybody need to get back to wearing suits and ties. I'm just using this as an example. Everybody got to get dressed in their Sunday's best to come back to service.
Right.
If we've already had this in the closed meeting, right? It's easy for the pastor to go out there and say, you know what? We actually discussing the fact of we're going to start having dress down Sundays. He could tell the people that, and guess what the people going to start doing? All right. But pastor already was a part of that meeting too that already said we wasn't going to do that.
Right.
So he can put that out there, and he's not lying to the people, but he's telling them an untrue truth. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's telling them a dream.
Wait,
the national level is more equivalent to that.
Right.
Because you don't have people showing up in Congress.
Matt said, but I'm not running. I don't have to run to be a write-in. You know how many people, let me tell you, if everybody decided they was going to write Trent Johnson on that ballot and put it in, and I got more votes than all of them, guess who going in office? The person who won. It's called the write-in. You can write in.
All of them know, Sam. Sam said, how is it that if not paying tax? I think that's in response to what my Uncle D was saying.
Right.
They work for cash only and send their money home, to their countries. Not all of them. Most of them do, but a lot of them don't.
No. Sam is talking about the illegals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Sam,
but they're saying that I seen one report in I think it was Minnesota, maybe 2 weeks ago, where it was an illegal alien that they sworn in to become a police officer. Like, how is that even possible?
Because they're fast tracking them.
He's gonna be. That's my point, though. He's gonna be paying taxes. He's not getting paid under the table, but he's a legal alien 6 months ago. Illegal don't pay taxes.
And Matt said, "I'm a Democrat, so that's how I vote. I'm not a Democrat nor a Republican. So I'm a black man. I'm a black man in America where no ethnic group really like me or love me. I'm not going to claim to be something that doesn't like me or love me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
And that's the part that I have, me personally, and I'm not knocking you, Matt, but that's the part that bothers me personally when it comes
to Sam.
when we talking about the Democrats, though, is because you try to pander to us. Like I said before, for Biden in that last election, for him to tell me as a black man, if I don't vote for him, I ain't black.
You ain't black.
That's offensive to me. How are you as a white American man going to tell me about speak on my blackness at all? Period.
Exactly.
Shut your mouth, because you don't know nothing about my blackness or blackness in general. So don't tell me just because I'm black, I'm supposed to rock with the Democrats, and y'all ain't doing nothing for us. That's an old thing, because even if you study it from this original concept, we was really a part of the Republican Party.
We were the Republican Party.
But people ain't not talking about that because they're not doing the homework or going back to see it. Let's talk about why we switched over from the Republican Party to the Democrat.
Let me say this, Marv, and you've heard me say this many a times when I'm talking about the nonprofit.
Please forgive you eat my pineapple, so I got a little hungry.
Go ahead, do your thing, bro. You heard me say this when talking about the nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come as Democrat. Don't come as Republican. Don't come as Christian. Don't come as Muslim, Jehovah's Witness. Don't come as man. Don't come as woman. All of those things preach separation.
Mm-hmm.
Each and every last one of them will, they at their very core, they foster separation. Come as a melanated individual that wants change in the community. Because when you start with the labeling, you automatically gonna have a stalemate, and nothing's gonna get done.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, I respect your opinion, Matt. The last time I did vote, now I do usually vote, and I probably will vote locally, for sheriffs and
I'm with Sam. I got my own code.
Yeah, I'm with that too. But to Matt's point though, he said he is a Democrat, so he votes Democrat. The last two times that I did vote, I didn't vote all one party. I voted for who I thought was best for the job.
You voted for who you thought was going to be the best individual for the job.
I was the Democrats.
So that's how I vote.
I'm Republican. First of all, I'm a black man in America, so I'm not no party. Like that's not what we choose to be.
I'm party black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you do what I do. I go down, if I'm voting, I'm go down the line. All right, this person said such and such. They track record states this. They track record states that. I go by that track record.
That's the point that I'm making, Matt. Me personally, I'm not saying it's wrong for what you're doing. I'm just saying, me personally, there's no way in the world I will vote all the way down for Democrats, because all of them ain't about something.
All of them ain't about something. Look what happened.
All Republicans, because all of them ain't about something.
They voted for Joe Biden. He committed more atrocities towards black people than Trump and Kamala put together. But because he was Democrat, you voted for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad business. It's not about black, like you said, it's not about black or white. It's about wrong and right. It's about what are you actually going to do right by the people?
Drew said they letting them in for the election. Exactly.
Yeah, I said that earlier. They fast tracking them.
And yeah, because Drew down there in South America said, I know if you enter a country illegally, you get deported. They came down here illegally and they gave them ID cards, and this having that local elections. So the same thing is going on there.
Exactly.
Right, Drew.
Now, check this out. You enter illegally in China or Russia.
See what happened.
They'll execute you.
See what happened.
They'll execute you.
You ain't voting.
You come in the country illegally.
You ain't voting.
Right. And you definitely ain't going to get the right to vote. And you can't get no resources because you're there illegally. Yeah. Let me tell you, man.
We gonna get off because I definitely ain't want to talk about this long. But the last thing I want to say on it is, like I say, for those that believe in the power of prayer, I don't care who's in office. You better have a relationship with your Almighty, have a relationship with your Creator, have a relationship with your God, because we're gonna need Him. We're gonna see things in the upcoming future, no matter who's in office, that God is our Creator. The Most High is gonna have to help us get through.
Let me respond to Matt. Right, Matt goes, and what Trump stands for is right. Matt, clearly you're not listening.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not listening. We don't like either or. We both think that they both are full of it.
But most people don't look
But
at it
hold
that
on,
way
Mark.
because
Let
they
me
feel like
finish.
you got to go one or the other.
Right, but let me finish.
I don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do anything. We don't think either or are good. We think they both are full of it. We don't like either or. So, and like I said, it goes to my statement I said earlier. If you say something about Trump, they think you're a Kamala supporter. You say something about Kamala, they think you support Trump. I don't support either or.
Either one of them. That's what I'm saying too. The majority of black folks vote on emotions. That's the problem right there. Not policy, which is why we still dead last in wealth in America. All other races vote on policies, and that's the point that I was making. I would never vote on based off of my feelings. Who is the best man for the job or the best woman for the job? And I don't think either one of them are.
Black folk vote for whoever panders to them harder.
Exactly. Oh, did you see him at the DNC? Oh no, I don't heard people say, "Well, look, I gotta vote for Harris because my mother would roll over in her grave."
Let her roll over.
Like,
let her roll.
Because the family been Democratic all their life.
Right.
Like,
or how about this one? Oh, she part of my soror. I gotta vote for the sister.
I don't like them either. I don't deal with
that. That's why they claim she black, because she's part of the sorority.
Who?
Yeah. Who? I don't care about that either. That don't make you black.
Hold up. Uncle D just saying, he said paying taxes has nothing to do with food on our tables. Who's going to do the work?
There's a lot of people out there that'll do the work. Let me tell you something, right? Eminem is a hell of an MC.
Mm-hmm.
He's more black than Kamala Harris. I can say that. But they'll be outraged by that.
Just need to be paid. Illegals work for change because they're not paying taxes.
Hold on. Matt said, but one is better than the other. No, they're not, Matt.
And if that's your opinion, cool.
Right. And that's just what I was about to say. In my opinion, neither one is better than the other.
Let me see. Rabu said, fellas, based on my financial standing, it would make sense for me to vote for the clown. However,
exactly.
It's not about me. I have 2 degrees, one in African American studies and one in social work. I have traveled the entire world very, very often. I am not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a member of a church. However, I believe in God. With all that said, personally, it's 100% about black or racism when it comes to me. Kamala is an active AKA, just like my wife. She is a solid black woman. She, I guess they didn't let him finish his statement.
Yeah. Now I agree with everything he said, except for Kamala being a solid black woman. I agree with everything he said. If you make a certain amount of money, you're voting Trump because you're voting for what's best for you.
I met a few of them too, Sam. Y'all need to talk about sports. Nah, that's the whole point. That's how we started this whole conversation. That bothers me when that's people.
But hold on a second. Hold on 1 second.
Hold up. Let me get this out.
I just want to say this, Marv. That's the type of disrespectful comment that make me go off on the deep end on people. Oh, y'all need to talk about sports as if we don't know what we're talking about politically.
Because we don't agree. And that's my whole point.
We don't agree.
I think that as adults, we all should be able to be at a place where we could agree to disagree on things
and not be disagreeable.
Don't mean that we can't talk about it, because again, Bible teaches you, even if you want to go outside of Bible or the basics, you iron builds iron. We build together by having conversations with one another.
But see, and this is the issue with black folk. They rather run behind massa instead of build our own. And they prove it every day. They prove it every day. When I tell people, listen, man, we only ask you to donate $1 a week so we can build our own banks, schools, supermarkets, and hospitals so that we can make sure that we all have what we need as an ethnic group. I'm not telling you that we're gonna exclude people. If a white man coming to the hospital and he's dying, we're gonna save the man if we can.
Exactly, Drew, and that's the way I'm always keep the platform. We could agree to disagree. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I like to create a safe place for everybody to come here and voice their opinion. Nobody's stupid for what their opinion. You know what I mean?
Right. Your opinion is just that. Your opinion.
Yeah, exactly. It's not law.
Right. Now, if
again, I want to know who's going to work the fields. I'm old enough to know that.
Exactly, Sam.
Who's going to do the hard labor? I don't
Sam
have
said if you pay enough, people gonna work.
I don't have that answer to that question.
Sam had the answer to it. You pay enough, people will work.
Rabu said, no, don't talk about sports. F that. Y'all talking about what's important. And that's the whole point. I'm going to always have my opinion, and I respect you and I love everybody enough that even if you don't agree with my opinion, guess what? I'm still going to love with you. Rabu's still my man from my
that's my man, 50 grand.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you. I don't care. I don't care if they was voting for the Grand Wizard. That's not going to make me dislike you because you're voting for the Grand Wizard.
If we got a real relationship.
Right. Even if we don't have a real relationship, I'm not going to let politics sway me one way or another about you. You understand? But the problem is people don't keep their political thoughts to themselves and they want you to vote the way they vote. If my ancestors fought for the right for me to vote and they died for that, then I can vote any way I want to vote, regardless of what you say or what you think.
I'm with Sam on that one there. And he said if you pay people to work out there, that's white, black, Mexican, it don't make a difference.
Yeah, and that's what I said.
But that's America.
Oh, no doubt, Matt. Don't get it twisted. We don't have no ill feelings towards nobody, regardless of who they want to vote for.
Yeah.
Yo, Jules say he reporting me again. Yo, send Jules to the block party.
And I disagree that, and it's all good. Not true. I'm not running behind no man. You said that. I was about to say I didn't say that.
But I didn't say man. I said massa. Massa could be man or woman. Because
and it's funny because me and Kev talked about this on the show years and years ago. Just in general, when we talk about systemic racism, right? And we always
it's
talk
real.
What's the one thing people always say though? We got to change. We got to fix the system. And I tell people, no, the system is working the way that it was designed to work. The system isn't broke, but they want you to believe that there's something wrong with the system. But this is the way that they actually.
The system is set up to work the way it's working. It's working perfectly.
That's why when you look at the Constitution, it tells you that black people are considered 3/5 of a man.
3/5 of a man.
So what am I, half robot? Do I got a robotic? How am I not a whole man?
Sam said, if black folks will work at the chicken plants, landscaping, hog plants, they will definitely work on the farm. Facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if you're getting paid to.
Right. Now, listen, hey, Marv, you already know, right? I started the nonprofit to help rebuild the community, right?
Mm-hmm.
I asked black folk first and foremost, hey, guys, donate $1 a week.
Mm-hmm.
$1 a week. If black folk got behind a nonprofit like they get behind and argue over politics, do you know what we can do in less than a year?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We can have our own everything.
And it ain't that we don't have the money either.
Right. With that 13% that people claim that we are,
mm-hmm.
we can raise over $2 billion in 1 year if we all donated $1 a week.
Absolutely.
But you know what they worried about? Oh, he gonna make more money than me. That money, it's not my money. That money is for us as a group.
It's like the crab in the barrel mentality. Can't none of us get the head as long as we worried about who's sitting at the top and who.
Right.
Like I said earlier, I ain't never been one of those kind of people. If you winning,
not at all.
We going to this restaurant that I can't afford. But if I got to go there with you, I ain't going because I ain't in my feelings. And Sam said it earlier. I think that's what's wrong with a lot of black people in general, is we too emotional when it comes, especially when it comes to these politics. We way too emotional.
Way too emotional. way too emotional. Now, I'll say this. I'm not telling people don't vote. I'm not telling black folks don't deal with.
You guys don't know what hard labor is. Just like you will work at a shortage because most farmers can't afford to put a
No,
high salary.
but we do know what hard labor is.
Got us off the farm, so we didn't have to do that hard labor. You don't know what it's like until you do it. I get that too, but that they did
No,
it.
but hey, Mark, but hold
the times
on.
was different because when
I
they
do
were
know,
my
but I do know what hard labor is.
grandparents was doing it. They did it, but they wasn't getting equal. They wasn't getting paid for it like that anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, grown men out there working the fields for $2 a day. Now, if they again, like Sam said, if they paid us, of course, everybody can't afford to pay no high salary, but you ain't got to pay me no bare minimum either.
Right. If you ain't paying me bare minimum, oh, trust me. Listen, I've been accustomed to hard work my whole entire life. I'm not afraid of hard work. Most black men aren't afraid of hard work.
Sam, it's crazy. It's crazy that you said that. I was watching one documentary and they were talking about that. Like, it's crazy that hair is literally a billion, like a mega $1 billion industry.
Hey, Sam. Hey, Sam, check this out. The hair don't even come from Asia. It comes from India. But, and like Jules said,
Hold on, honestly, just real quick in case they try to be funny and get rid of it. They cut this off. Kamala went to the Mecca. You don't get more black than Howard. Real talk. She is an active AKA, and her lifelong membership means for more than her than being the president. The state
that doesn't make her black.
Community service once a month in our black community, or she loses her status. She is not exempt. Guess what? All of these years in service, she does her own community work in our black neighborhoods.
But that still don't make her black. It still ethnically does not make her black.
I fought in Desert Storm, Haiti, and did 3 tours in Afghanistan. I've been in 147 heat. So, yeah, I would think that you definitely know what hard work is, too.
Exactly. But
so that, I guess like you, Fox, though, what kind of hard work did you do? I know Sam just validated his hard work.
Right.
For the country, that it don't get no tougher than that.
Well, D, just to let you know, I too used to work on a farm. It might look like I'm in my 20s, but I'm not. I know what working on a farm is like. And just to let you know, me and my nonprofit, we're in the process right now of starting a farm up once again. So we know about hard work, but guess what? You got to work smart. You ain't always got to work hard. You understand? I know about hard work. Ain't nobody ever gave me anything. Anything I got, I've always earned it. You understand? And like Julian said, my word has always been the same since the very beginning. Build our own banks, our own schools, our own hospitals, and our own supermarkets.
Yeah, grocery store too. That's important. If you have a once of a black in you, you're black.
An ounce. But she ain't got an ounce of black in her.
They're gonna keep saying that she's black because she's her father is Jamaican, even though he said that he's Turkish and Hindu.
Listen, Jamaicans, right? Jamaicans will tell you they are not black. They are Jamaican. That's why you have Asian Jamaicans. That's why you have Indian Jamaicans, Puerto Rican, Dominican, white.
You got English Jamaicans too. Yeah, you got mad people from England that grew up and born and raised in Jamaica.
Right. Well, exactly. So, like Sam said, you right. He had Willie Brown. She had Willie Brown and Montel in her. She definitely had some black in her.
Listen, crazy, yo.
Listen, far too many times black people co-sign other folks to being black, and they're just not. You understand? We can want and think they are all we want, but they don't identify as.
You know what I just thought about too. How you think that undercover cops are successful? Because they fit in, just like they're part of your community and what you got going on.
Exactly.
Undercover cops.
Now you got Dominicans darker than me and you.
Absolutely.
What's the first thing come out their mouth? I'm not black. I'm not black. I'm Dominican.
Exactly. And it's so bad. When I got locked up in Texas, man, years ago, I got locked up down in Texas. That was one of the first things they did ask me, "What's your nationality?" And I was like, "I'm black." Wow, what's up? Because where I was at in Texas, they lock you up by your races because the gangs and stuff are so bad. And
exactly.
They
put you with your people.
Yeah, they was about to put me with the essays because they thought I was Dominican.
They thought you was Dominican. Nah, I'm not Dominican.
I was like, nah. I gotta be with my people.
Listen,
I believe that this ideal of race is a distraction drummed up by both sides. And at the end of the day, I need to know who is doing the most for the least. We are not taking care of most vulnerable populations. I agree.
And guess what? In order for the most vulnerable population to be taken care of, we have to take care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going to take care of us. We have to take care of ourselves. And that's all I ever talk about. Us taking care of ourselves, us doing for ourselves, us building institutions and structures for ourselves.
That's a good point too, Sam. Sam said if someone is really something, they don't have to say it. People know. Everyone
exactly.
is saying she's black, so that death means she ain't black.
Exactly. Because you wouldn't have to scream it from the mountaintop.
I was just about to say about Sam, because I thought she was black as I don't know what.
Wait, Sam said something I was about to say. Rachel Dozer did more for black folks than Kamala. They thought Rachel Dozer was black.
I thought she was black. I thought she was. I ain't even gonna lie.
Right. You want to know why? Because, they got one drop of blood that make them black.
I thought she was black because of the things that she was doing and how she was moving.
There you go. Now, all right. I'm
done with the politics.
All right. Wait, I'm done with it too. But Mark, check this out. If you got 1 ounce of black blood in you, you black, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the tagline, right?
Yeah, I think that's it. 16,
right.
116.
So Michael Jackson's daughter said she identifies as a black woman. They told her no, she's white.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't care if that's what you really believe and that's what's in your heart. Go out there. We got 2 weeks. I can't wait for December 7th when it's all over. That's when I'm gonna be happy. So we ain't got to talk about none of this no more. But if you really feel like that's what you need to do, or it's in your best interest or your best family interest for the future to come, get out there and vote. Make your voice heard. Exercise your right. But at the end of the day, again, I don't care who's in office. You better have some kind of spiritual relationship with the Almighty. You better have a prayer life. You better have, I'm saying, because we gonna see some things, despite who's in office, that we gonna really be all crying out, Lord, we need you now like never before. Period.
You can't argue with that.
This is the last one here. Whether they identify or not, they asses are black. The slave ships hit the island just like they hit the States. We all know Jamaica is black. Come on, y'all. She did not argue with her blackness. She does not argue with her blackness. She ignores it because she knows she is. Peace, fellas.
She ignores it because she's lying.
Love you too, Bo. Bo.
Love you back, bro.
Mark, call me when your show is over. I give you a call, Uncle D.
Yeah, she ignores it because she knows she's lying.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sam, because at the end of the day, I know my Heavenly Father got me. I don't care who's in office.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be all right regardless.
I'm with Sam. Regardless of who they put in office, the Johnsons are gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But like I said, instead of arguing over politics and getting emotional, get emotional over your own people.
And your family. And
Right.
do it right by them.
And build with your people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell people, you might not like me, you might not even like my views, but you can't tell me I'm wrong in what I'm doing with the nonprofit.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm building for our people. I'm building for the community. So if you Mexican and you in the community, you're gonna benefit from what we build.
Mm-hmm.
Just like all immigrants benefit from what black folk did in America fighting for equal rights. Every immigrant that came benefited off of what our ancestors did.
Yeah. Absolutely. I
Off
agree
of
with
what, yeah, off of what our parents and grandparents and great grandparents did.
But yeah, before we get out of here, I don't know if you've seen it. I wanted to close out with that. I had other stuff too. Oh no, two more things real quick. We can make this one real quick though. I don't know if you've seen it, but the movie Blink Twice.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
All right, so we can revisit that after you see it. I want everybody. I would recommend everybody to check that movie out.
What streaming site is it on?
I don't even know, to be honest with you. You gotta look it up.
I'll find it.
Yeah, I seen it back door. But you know, and I just want people to see it so we can really talk about it. But I don't just like with the election now. I don't find that it coincident what the theme of the movie is about with the timing of when they locked Diddy up for what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's scary that, like I said, check the movie out. But it was interesting to me too because shout out to Zoe Kravitz. That's
I know who she is. Yeah. Lenny's daughter.
Yeah, Lenny and Lisa Bonet. She actually directed it. So I'm like, did she have inside information? Like, is this really a thing that they really trying to keep us out of the know? And it always makes me go back. I remember seeing Farrakhan in an interview back in the 90s. And one of the things that he had said, and they didn't like him for it. This was before the movie Independence Day came out. All this. He said what they're going to start doing though is they're going to start putting this stuff in movies.
Yeah.
That way, when it happens in reality, it won't
normal.
be such a shock to your system. It'll be normal. Then we had movies like Independence Day come out. We had
I remember that interview.
Yeah, and we had Outbreak way before Corona-19. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these different things. So it's like it's not a shock to your system. You look at all these different things with these. We talking about the AI now.
They desensitize you with everything.
Exactly, and it's like when you see this movie, it makes you like. And like I say, I don't believe I believe that Diddy. I'm not saying that he's innocent by all means, but I do believe that he's the scapegoat because, and it's not just a race thing, but we're not even gonna get into all my conspiracy theories.
Here's what I want to say about that, Marv.
That's doing it.
Also, what they're trying to do, they're trying to make black men the face of sexual assault and sex crimes. That's what they're trying to do right now. Because for the longest, that's been a white man and an Asian man thing.
And when you got enough money, you could keep it out. You could keep it out to the news. We don't know about that because it ain't a part of our society. But it's like, I even think about it like when, like, first of all, human trafficking is not something that's new. But we've been seeing that in movies for years. Where
how you think a lot of our people got here?
Like these a lot of
they
these
were sex trafficked here.
Yeah.
So when we gonna start locking everybody else up that sex traffic us here?
I tell you, boy, it's something to deal with. But I want to close out. Go ahead.
So I just want to know when we gonna start sex trafficking the people that brought our ancestors here. Because guess what? You think they wasn't violated when brought over on that boat?
That's a real good point there, Sam.
They're the kings of sex trafficking. And fellas and ladies, this is what I need y'all to understand. Sex trafficking is not always the boogeyman in the van. If I say, oh hey, let's say you meet a young lady, right? And she live out here, and you fly her out, and y'all with the intentions of having sex, you just sex traffic.
By definition, yeah. That's a crime. Or you pick up a hitchhiker just trying to give him a ride. You go far enough, you don't cross state lines.
And not only that,
you just being nice.
With the trucking company, they don't want nobody in your truck
at all
that you didn't sign, that they didn't sign off on.
Mm-hmm. Hey Sam, that's why I was getting ready to go, but I didn't want to seem insensitive, and I didn't want to seem insensitive to the actual victims, because let's be clear, some of those people are victims. However, everyone is not a victim.
You're not a victim if you were participating.
That's my point. There are people in the movie industry with the Harvey Weinsteins and them there. There are people that went in there with those intentions, and he said, listen, I want to see what that mouth do. And some of them same young ladies said, is it going to get me a role in the movie? They proceeded to make business. He put him in a movie. That is not a victim.
That's not a victim. A victim is the person that walks out the room and goes. That's a victim. They might not go to the police because they're afraid.
Or ostracized from it.
You right, know what I mean? Or ostracized. Those people are victims. And those are the individuals that need to be fought for. Not the people that participate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I was thinking about this too. I forgot her name.
Sam.
I had wrote it down, but I can't find the paper that I wrote it down. But one of the Pussycat Dolls, and she been out there talking about this for years. And she was like, Diddy was just the face of it. It's been going on for years. And she talked about how she was abused, and everybody was saying that she was a lion. But yet and all, even though she's saying it, she still doesn't want to tell the people. And my thing is, if you are a true victim, why would you not put it out there who that person is?
Because
other people.
I'll say this. One, a lot of times they don't want to keep reliving it. They don't want, because when they go to court, they attack them as if they wanted it.
I understand that, but
you know what I mean?
I'm just saying, to me, that argument don't hold up with you still doing interviews and you're still talking about it.
But listen to me. It's crazy, right? What me and you would do, everybody else ain't going to do.
And I get that.
Right. So, but my thing is this, because I don't want to forget it. Hugh Hefner, they praised him for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. They praised Hugh Hefner for doing it. He even took it so far as to put it in books. He put his crimes in books. You understand? Hugh Hefner was banging Brooke Shields when she was 10 and put her on a cover of Playboy. But no one was mad or outraged by that. Why is that?
It's different rules for different people.
There you go.
I'm not saying that he's not guilty of anything, and I'm not saying.
I know.
You know what I mean? And I'm quite sure some people say, "Well, Hugh wasn't drugging people up and stuff." Point is, I never been to none of those meetings. Thank you, Denise. Thank you. She said fear, and that's I hear what y'all saying. I hear what both of you guys are saying, but I'm saying even if so you're saying if a fear of the backlash.
Fear keeps them quiet because one, like I said, they don't want to be tore down on a stand in court. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them feel, oh, I shouldn't have did this, I shouldn't have did that. No, you were assaulted. You were made to be a victim. You didn't do anything wrong, but they make them seem as if they did something wrong. That can send them into a spiral, a downward spiral.
I get the fear part, but I wouldn't say fear is why they stay quiet. Because the point is,
but it is.
Listen, it's not being quiet, bro. If I'm reading that you saying this in an article and Rolling
Stone.
Well,
I'm not talking about the ones speaking about it.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about the ones that don't speak about it. And when you bring it up, their whole attitude change and they withdraw.
I get that. I'm
talking about them.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones that's like I said, like the Pussycat Doll girl. You're talking about it, but you're saying at the same time you're talking about it,
She was
and
a participant.
so that's
I'm not
like I said.
talking about. Yeah, I'm
I
not talking
wasn't
about a
there.
participant.
I wasn't there to know, but I'm just saying it seemed like if you're comfortable enough to actually talk about it, why would you not name the name of your attacker? You could talk about what happened to you, but you can't say who did it.
Fear, because fear backlash. They'll talk about it, but it's fear backlash. Hey Sam, I agree with
Those
you
R. Kelly folks
100%.
only came forward after the money stopped. Those parents should be locked up too for taking 10-year payment. Absolutely, I've been said that because
Yeah,
people I don't know if people knew they did their due diligence, but that was public information back then that
yep.
Barry Hankerson, who was Aaliyah, rest in peace, grandfather, godfather,
Uncle.
yeah, he was a godfather, and he was close with the family. But these jokers tired of going to work every day. They've been working in the factories or whatever. So, hey, if this is what you got to do, and it breaks my heart that you got people that will put their children
They will
in these
pimp
type
their
of positions.
kids out.
You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, I can't even watch it. As good as a movie as it was, I only even been able to watch it the one time, and I can't watch it again. The movie Precious, though, the way Monique did that little girl in that movie was ridiculous. Making her
Yeah,
sleep with her boyfriend, and then getting mad at her for sleeping with him. But you put her up to do it. I don't understand how somebody could do that to their own
yeah.
child.
You put it there.
But people actually do this.
I was told. I was told not to watch that movie under no circumstance.
What Precious?
Yeah,
Yeah, I watched it one time and I can't watch it again.
yeah. I was told under no circumstance do I watch that movie.
It'll definitely send you spiraling. It'll send
Yeah,
you
but
spiraling.
listen. At the end of the day, if a cat is guilty, lock them up for what they've done. You
Absolutely.
understand? Charge them accordingly. But
Absolutely.
but don't make it up as you go along,
Which they do so many times.
which they always do.
Because
But I'm gonna let you end it, bruh. You
yeah,
know,
I wanted to end it on some Jersey love. Last night, shout out to everybody that was involved that wrote the names down. And I know a lot of y'all not really into rock and roll, but Fred Hampton, shout out to Fred Hampton. That mother was a beast on the guitar, still is a living legend. But
oh
Mary
yeah,
J and Tribe went in last night. Um, but then you had the two Jersey representatives. You had the Cool in the Gang, and you had Miss Dionne Ward. So I wanted to give them some love and just say congratulations on making the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Thank you for y'all time in this music. Rest in peace to Fife Dog. Rest in peace to the Houston family. You know what I mean? Like losing Sister Houston. But I was super happy to see Cool in the Gang. And I didn't know that. Shout out to my man David Johnson. He had posted it last week. I didn't even realize Cool in the Gang was right there from Jersey. So shout out to those guys, the brothers that the Bell brothers that started it, and JT Taylor and everybody else that's associated with them. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, man. So I can go get something to eat for real. That pineapple wasn't getting it. I gotta actually get me something to eat. But it's always a pleasure chopping it up with you guys, man. I thank you guys for your time and your comments. Like that's what makes the show. I like that we could come in and have good conversation, good dialogue, go back and forth. It ain't nobody throwing no punches, no blows, nothing like that there at the end of the day. But I think that everybody needs to have their voice heard. I always like to have a woman's perspective. I like to have a white person's perspective. I like to have a homosexual perspective, all that there, because it's all about finding out the commonality. That's what's going to work best for all of us. None of us need to be sitting at the table trying to figure out what's going to work best for me, period. As a society as a whole, we need different people from different backgrounds to be at the table so that we could come to one common goal, which should be taking care of our children, education, things of that nature there. We could get in all the rest of the semantics there, but let's keep the main thing the main thing. So I always appreciate you. Hey, what's good, Angel? Love you, girl. Love you too. But yeah, man, thanks for rocking out. We'll see y'all next week. I got another strong young lady, cancer survivor. She's still doing her thing, Ms. Ogden. She'll be back with us next week, and we're going to talk more about breast cancer awareness on the last show of the month for breast cancer awareness. But again, ladies, go out there and get the tatas checked out. Make sure everything good health. Let's bring more awareness because the earlier you is detected, the more you got, the more options that you do have. So let's take care of ourselves so that we could be here for our children, our grandchildren, and what have you. But we're gonna close the show out next week with her. And also, like I always do in closing, if you're out there, you're going through a crisis, you're feeling suicidal, you're struggling with different things, please call 988. Same way you can call emergency phone numbers for 911, dial 911 in case of emergency. If you're in a crisis and you need to talk to someone and you feel like you don't have anyone to talk, please dial 988 and there'll be somebody there to talk to you and just kind of, talk you off the ledge. But let's keep one another in prayer. I love all you guys. I thank you guys and look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday. Thanks for my man Trent coming through. Always a pleasure to have my son on and chop it up with him. Love you, boy. But in usual, signing off, DeAndre and Lysha, know that daddy loves you intentionally, but I also love you unconditionally. Till next week, peace.